And welcome everyone to Wednesday Night Fights Online Edition. I'm Fong the Legend here. Of course, I'm actually not joined by St. Cola this time. I'll be taking the reins on this one as I introduce my friend over here to my, this is going to be my left, but on the screen it's going to look to my right. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Yeah, I'm Nogorimi, of course. I have commentated events like the Online Local, Red Bull events for Incendium Gaming, G Fuel events for Incendium Gaming, as well as I commentate Wednesday Night Fights Street Fighter 5 pools almost every single week. So it's fun to finally make a top 8. So let's get into it. We had a great run up to this, by the way, because I streamed the bracket where our top 8 is still looking pretty stacked. We had some technical difficulties a lot of the time, but it's going to be Matoha and Mira, and then we got Flaquito and Filipino Man on the winner side. Then down on the loser side, we're going to have Thero versus Hadouki. Hadouki, by the way, took it 2-1 over Chris CCH to get into top 8. Yes. And then Mario versus Southpaw Rock. Mario, of course, beat No Respect to get into this, and Southpaw Rock beat Scrubby Player. That's their name. I don't know.
No, I'm not doubting that's their name. It's just funny to be able to hear that for South Power Rock. We got a couple of names, of course, that people are aware of around the scene, but newer names that we haven't seen in the past couple of weeks. Mario being one of the ones that is, of course, that I recognize from doing it recently, if anything, for Wednesday Night Fights. And I've heard of several of these different players as well, whether it's in the local scene or the online Wednesday Night Fights as well, but have not been able to commentate and go over their gameplay as we will today in the top 8 bracket. Once again, we're partnered with MetaView and Victrix. Thanks so much to you guys and to the lovely sponsors out there as well. I'm so excited for this tonight, honestly. I'm just excited, man. I'm always excited to be here. So it's always sick to be able to commentate top 8 gameplay for Street Fighter 5, man. I love this game.
Yeah, and we do want to shout out our match arena. Of course, you can hit up the link in the chat, use the code WNF2021_9 SFV to add 50 cents to the prize pool for free. You can also hit up any of the sponsor quests on the side to add some more free money into the pot, or out of the goodness of your own heart, add some of your own money to the pot. You know, show the people some love. You know, they definitely coming out here giving you some of the best matches for you to go through and watch. So show some love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once again, an amazing tournament being put on every single week. It's hard to do this, so if you guys can give out whatever money it is that you can, if you even can afford to do that, be sure that you guys go ahead and support the man himself for putting on such a great show. And Matoya versus Team Look and See, or Mira, for those of you who are aware of who that is. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Lara versus Balrog is what it seems to be right now. These two characters at least seem to be extremely strong. Lara, you got to be careful with her mix-up. She can be tricky left, right, into the command grab, of course, to make sure that you keep on your toes, whether you get the jump or she ends up anti-airing you. It's overall a very tough time if you give her the momentum. But same thing can be said with Balrog.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're looking at Boxer in this matchup, it's historically one that he's actually struggled with. That thunderclap from Laura is going to cause a lot of issues. Boxer doesn't have a good, consistent normal to go under that at every range. So it gets a little bit dicey in there. But once this dash punch game starts picking up for Matoha, you can really start see him starting his pressure and getting that corner momentum going. So we'll see how that goes as we get into game number 1 here.
It is Mira versus Matoya. The very first match of the bracket in its own right. It's both of them, of course, spacing out at neutral, if anything. It's also got a few buttons here and there.
I think this is a little bit of a connection check since, you know, people have been having connection issues all night. So looks to be a little bit rough for the players here.
Yeah,
so I'm not quite sure how the breakdown's going to be on this. Not playable.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're trying to see if everything can work in their favor in terms of the connection issues, like you were mentioning before. CFN has been having problems today. It's been having quite a few, at least for me personally as well. I've experienced a few connection issues here and there, and it seems like these players are still going over that right now. So trying to figure out, I guess, what the course of action to do is, honestly, in a situation like this.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to do some troubleshooting stuff, see if people can you know, hop off of CFN, reboot the router, come back, see, you know, how that's going to work out. It's going to be a difficult situation.
I told Matoha to go ahead and restart the CFN. reboot it. So we'll go to the next match. We'll go, yeah, for the meantime. So while you get that situated, yeah. CFN. Apologies, guys. CFN is having some issues as they said. So, but we want to see these players play. So they made it up this far. We're doing our best. So.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about.
Right.
And it's partially Steam as well having some issues. I heard.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've heard that today too as well.
I've been very careful to not touch my Street Fighter V since I started streaming. Hopefully our other players, Flaquito and Filipino Man on the other side of the bracket, have done the same thing. Both of these guys have been looking fairly solid. Filipino Man's first match of the tournament was against Nephew. Nephew playing Sakura as he's been going in here. So it's actually been interesting to see him take that adjustment, and I don't know if it's been an entirely new character swap for him or if he was playing Sakura on the side with Colleen a lot of the time. And it's actually really interesting to see kind of how his Sakura differs from somebody like Chris CCH, or if you're familiar with the East Coast, somebody like Space Boy. He has terrific fundamentals and everything like that, and you can see some of the conversions aren't quite there, but we do have the other man to talk about, which is Flaquito, who actually beat Luigi in the Ryu versus Sagat matchup. Both of those characters, of course, this new season has got some really good buffs going for them. So it was a really close match, and it was nice to see Flaquito take it. I believe that's the match that actually put him into winner side top 8. So I wonder if he's going to stick it out with the Sagat against Filipino Min's Chun-Li, or if we're going to see, possibly the Seth or the Sakura come out for him as well.
Overall, a bunch of changes to a bunch of different characters as well. Some remaining stronger, others having at least a bit of trouble still into this new season. But I feel like the addition of V-Shift is something that we've been seeing quite constantly throughout the tournament bracket, and not only tournament bracket, but in your ranked games and overall top 8s, just like we're seeing right now. It's these past few Wednesday night fights have been the inclusion of a lot of different V-Shift mechanics. And I once again, it's still too early. I'm not going to call it early or anything like that. I definitely think it's a great tool to be able to utilize, but at the same time, people are still trying to figure out how it works. And I feel like that makes a lot of losing characters are typically on the lower rung of the tier list characters, boosted up a little bit, even if it helps out a little bit of their punish game, especially characters like Dawson, for sure.
Yeah. And to touch on the V-Shift thing, it's been interesting because we got a whole bunch of data when they were talking about V-Shift, and be like, oh, this is going to be broken, it's going to change the entire meta of the game. Right. And then it came out and people were like, oh, this isn't as bad, it's not really useful. And I think now we're kind of seeing the paradigm shift a little bit to see how's it going to be used, when is it going to be useful, and all of that, the actual breakdown and usage of it, because it's a really interesting kind of mechanic. I mean, you get half a V trigger bar back when you do it successfully. That can be super critical in terms of changing the pace of the match while still allowing you to get your V trigger. It's kind of an interesting point here. So it's definitely interesting to see how that's shaping up as we're trying to get this match going.
Do you feel like with both of the typical picks that these players have, that you feel like the V-Shift might favor one or the other in a matchup such as this, or do you feel like it's still pretty even no matter what character, if they do go their usual characters?
I think if Flaquito's going to go Sagat, I think mostly just Sagat is the one that I would think he would use it on. Using it especially to get out of some of the Chun-Li pressure. Sagat's a tall boy, can be kind of difficult to check everything that's going on. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes on. And he is actually going to go with the Sagat, which was another question that I had. So we'll see how this rocks out here.
Round 1. Let's see how this plays out as the match starts, if anything. Kosho, to see if you can start off properly, and a good crush counter into plenty of pressure to a nice B&B. This is the distance that Kuroshi is going to want on the Sagat, as Anton Tron has to try and find some way back, but you're chucking too many fireballs and you got to end up eating.
Yeah, and this is my man Flaquito knowing how to row a boat. You see Sagat tossing the fireballs, he's rowing that boat, and he's nailing a Filipino man quite well.
Standing heavy kick as well to catch him. Beautiful whip punish on that as well. Too much to deal with, and that's why Untitled of course is going to use the EX spinning bird kick to get away from Sagat. But still, the pressure has seemingly changed. Counter hit on the EX legs as well into a throw. The life lead has evened up. And they're trying everything they can do to see who will be the first one to take this.
Yeah, they're really going back and forth. Activation, V-trigger activation and counter V-trigger activation. Both of them really close to tying it up. Flaquito got the bait though at the end.
Ooh, beautiful.
To close it out. Yeah.
Very, very good bait from very good bait from Flaquito. Just obviously knowing the fact that Filipino man has tried multiple times to get Sagat away from him. Doesn't want to deal with that. So that's the case. Obviously he baits out the EX spinning bird kick. It makes it work for him. Another crush counter heavy punch to make sure that, of course, the spacing is gained. Goes for the knee, but he's not going to be able to find the pressure that he wants still, as once again he is ready to fight back at any opportune time.
Yeah, and so you can see Antron trying to start, competing in this fireball war to not let Flaquito kind of control all of the space. It's been kind of middling for him. The fireballs for Chun-Li aren't going to be the best as they are for Sagat, but Flaquito's timing and decisions on low tiger shots, Kara low tiger shots, like really controlling the screen space here. He even tried a heavy uppercut through a fireball, trying to establish a dominance.
For right now, he is going to challenge it though. Flaquito trying to back up, but the V-trigger activation cancel might be enough. Immediately, Filipino man, one throw. Goes for the second throw as well into the block pressure. Heavy punch to end up getting the stun. It will be, and Filipino man's going to close out this round with the Chun-Li.
Yo, that was some excellent conditioning there. Said, hey, look, I walked up and threw you. I walked up and threw you again. Don't you want to throw again?
Right. Don't you want to go for the tag just a little bit?
Yeah, just give me that little bit of touch, that little bit of love. But right now, Flaquito's showing that love with the tiger shot.
Still trying to keep his distance, keep him away from it. Doesn't really want to deal with that. Beautiful whip punishing into fireballs. Manages to get the corner as well, but goes straight for the DP right out of the block pressure into the EX knees. He might be getting a little bit too disrespectful, I would say. He definitely can hold the spacing, but he's going for the riskier options here. Filipino man, though, does have Flaquito backs to the wall. Now he is able to at least truck a few fireballs.
Yeah, he tried to get the V-trigger activation. I like Flaquito reversling the +2 situation afterwards, but still kind of getting pushed in this corner by Filipino man. Another V-reversal coming out.
I don't have to deal with that at all, but Koken is going to be able to stop Sagat at all. Beautiful counter hit as well, thanks to the V-trigger too. What more will there be? Another V-reversal to make sure they keep that pressure, trying to get him away as Flaquito challenges the walk up, trying to do what he can. V-shift mechanic to make sure he gets that spacing. EX as well, and the EX covers two fireballs from Sagat, and Chun-Li catches the recovery with the standing fierce.
Absolutely. A terrific play there from Filipino man, knowing every single time that he's tossed the EX fireball, Flaquito has gone for the low tiger shot trades. It's been like 3 or 4 times now. And, the first couple times wasn't really getting any sort of punish on it. Flaquito usually getting hit by the fireball, but 2 successful trades allowing the Fierce to actually connect and taking the game, Filipino man.
For right now, though, immediately beautiful DP to make sure that he keeps the skies controlled on the side of Sagat. V-shift back up. He just wants the pressure, if anything. That's a lot of gray health that Flaquito has eaten into the V-shift, but he is keeping and holding his distance. EX knees immediately to not only keep the positioning, but make sure he gets a little bit extra damage added onto it. Duffed immediately goes to the slide. It's going to be too much. He's throwing out too many buttons. Filipino man, put your hand back in.
Listen, stop trying to slide my fireball. Eat the fist. I love the stubbornness out of both of the players. They're
right, absolutely.
Neither one of them willing to back it down. Like, no, you got to change. I'm doing what's right.
Immediately, the round goes to Flaquito almost instantly after Filipino man won the last game. Flaquito's definitely trying to even this one up as the pressure is good on the side of Filipino man, but a good challenge. That gives him the counter hit and the positioning he might need. Anti-air immediately from Filipino man to make sure that he gets 2 throws back to back. And now Sagat's back is to the wall. Standing fierce to make sure Sagat keeps his hands where he needs to see him. If anything, Chun-Li, strongest woman in the world, keeping him in the corner. Sagat trying to fight his way out.
Oh, he got under there and got the conversion as well. One more touch, caught him reaching, but couldn't teach him there. Taught him instead on the next step. It's the 2-step, right? You caught him in the toes and you hit him in the dome. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Score's tied up at 1-1, though. Filipino Man's checking him with these standing light kicks, getting him out of the sky, if anything, but that's going to be a huge jump in, especially for Sagat. Big damage coming out on the side of Sagat's EX legs. It's the answer here for Filipino Man. It does hit. May not have been the most optimal choice. It is going to at least allow him to get some damage at corner position. Good DP from Filipino.
Yeah, one of the things that's impressed me mostly about a Filipino Man is his Oki pressure. When he's at that range, he sits perfectly on the range of that throw, and he's like, go ahead, try to throw, I'll take that step back and get the whiff punish, or you know what, you're gonna sit there, I'll toss you right up. So it's some excellent kind of awareness out of Filipino Man, but the awareness for this combo out of Akito got the kill as well. We're tied up a game apiece here. Both these players showing they're looking downright fierce.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of downright fierce, how many times is Filipino Man going to end up getting crush countered by that crouching fierce, right? I mean, that's it happens at the start of almost every single round we've seen so far. So if anything, I love how you phrased it. The stubbornness of both players is definitely enough to make them headset in their ways. It's a matter of whose way will win in the end as we head into the final match for this first game. In top 8, slides into the fireballs and manages to clip the feet just a little bit. Crouching fierce, stop it. Put your leg back where it needs to be, right next to your body. Immediately dashing into a crush counter, but no conversion from Chun-Li. Filipino Man has plenty of damage though into a cross under. That's going to be a huge punish.
Here's a big punish. Oh, but he drops the ender of it. Still going to push to the corner, but the wake up reframe is going to give Filipino Man the space that he needs, getting some excellent conversion, keeping the pressure light, not going for too much more.
For right now, though, the Filipino Man gets a good jump and finds the damage counter into the counter hit into the shimmy to make sure that he closes out the round very flawlessly for Filipino Man. A couple errors here or there, but he is the one that's going to end up winning, if anything. Crouching fierce, man, every single time. Good whip punish. There we go. A different button. There we go.
Yeah, you can see Filipino Man adjusting to that crouch fierce recovery, that spacing for it in the recovery of it, a little bit by little bit. But Akito trying to get the pressure started, going back and forth here. Can't really get too much. Got backed up, started to throw some tiger shots. Now Filipino Man still feels like he might not be in control of the match, but not in the worst situation. But the stubbornness trying to go in again.
Got to play a little bit more patient than that. Good standing fierce to make sure he challenges that. The EX goes through one fireball, hits him, but no conversion of anything. Filipino Man is able to walk him down and go and gets a counter hit thanks to the standing medium. He's forcing him back time and time again with the trigger activation.
Yo, he slid under the low tiger and got the reset. Looked for a DP, but nothing coming out of Akito, who's just going to keep it solid. Trying to find the big jump that he needs, but no conversion themselves. Akito, why?
Oh, what is he going to do now? His back's to the wall, whips the throw of anything, and just uses the V trigger to make sure that they at least stay a little bit safe. EX, tiger shot, tiger shot, tiger shot.
Yeah, back Filipino Man up. You don't want to be next to him when you're in a corner. That man will play those dangerous games with you. You think he won't dash up and try to throw you 4 times, but he will. But Akito keeping the space, getting what he needs to get done. And now you can see final round here. Who's going to move into winners finals?
Oh, EX, that might be a good punish, but doesn't quite find it. He does at least get a jab out, so that's at least some damage, even though it's not the most optimal case scenario here. Goes for the throw, thought he was going to do that, but Akito keeps the pressure with the crouching fierce, goes for the EX tiger shot as well. Keep your distance, if anything.
Yo, listen, COVID's not gone yet.
Yeah, not yet. Hey, back up, 5 feet at least. Like, hey, keep your distance away from me. I don't want anything to do with you right now, Chun-Li, and you can tell Sagat answers back just as violently as before. Filipino Man losing health bar little bit after little bit. He's starting on the fireballs. It's still problematic.
Yeah, finally found the activation. Tried to get a little bit of a shimmy going. Finds that Akito's not going to bite, and he's going to toss you if you're not going to fight. But counter activation now gets the back throw on the plus frames. Akito doing an excellent job. They're taking it down to the wire against Filipino Man and moving forward in winners finals.
We don't have to say that's probably the most. No, I've been doing this. Look, I know some of y'all don't know me. I'm still new. I've been doing it for like about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks now. And here's the thing. This has to be, in my brief time of seeing this, probably the most stubborn match it is I've ever seen. I mean, the fact that I'm seeing crush counters everywhere. I'm seeing Chun-Li refusing not to stop sliding. I'm seeing Sagat throwing out crouching fierce because he's like, she's going to run into it at some point. And then even to the response of having multiple button after button after button, both of them just looking for a hit. It does end up working out more so for Akito, though. I think the matchup for Chun-Li maybe wasn't as favorable as they may have liked, if anything. I mean, those fireballs were checking them, and very harshly at that.
Yeah, and you know, part of it is just the mentality of like, okay, they're going to stop throwing fireballs and start looking for this anti-air, right? Like I showed this jump option before, so now they'll stop throwing the fireballs, right? But that actually only makes them want to throw the fireballs more, because like, okay, me throwing the fireballs is actually getting them to jump, and if I do it at the right timings, I can anti-air them still and get even bigger damage lined up. And so we saw that in, I think, the turnaround match where Flaquito started winning. He actually got a lot of anti-air DPs against Filipino Man, and that kind of put the stop to the jumping game.
Right, exactly, yeah. That, but even still, I mean, jumping game or not, there were a couple of jump-ins that were on the side of Sagat. There were a couple of jump-ins that were on the side of Chun-Li. Most of the time, the battle was grounded. And that is definitely where, of course, Filipino Man still had his strong suits, but sort of fell apart towards the end. It's just the fireballs are so hard to deal with, especially when you have to come in predictably with the slide, if anything. But we already have the next match already lined up. It seems like Team Look and See and Matoya might have their things already settled out. And hopefully that is the case, because I would love to see the Balrog versus Laura match.
Right. Yeah, so they are going to get into it here. We already have the Dempsey roll going here, which is actually very important. It allows Boxer to walk around without holding the charge and get a dash punch going. So that's going to be the important step here. But you see that he already spent it and he didn't get the second one charge up, and this is giving Mira some time to get some charge going.
Already a good challenge on the dash, and if anything, immediately dub thanks to the EX as well. Gets a little bit of extra damage, and the V skill 2 is enough. Here we go. The command grab is what Laura will want.
Ooh, we're gripping and dipping
immediately into another command grab. This is problematic for Matoya so far.
Yeah, but plus frames here. Oh my goodness, just walk back out of it.
Oh
and
gosh,
getting the pressure. Yeah, scary situation. But now activation from Matoha. Let's see what he can do with it here. If Mira's just going to block it out, which she does, and gets their own activation now. And that pressure with the EX Thunderclap behind her, you're guessing for life every single time, because you can't hold back and expect to get out of it. That Thunderclap is keeping you there in proximity.
Right. I was going to do at that point is just chase you down. It's a very dangerous game it is that you play where you're playing as Balrog in a matchup like this. Throws out the Thunderclap once again. It gets a trade, but Matoya finding the leeway here. I actually like that neutral jump into jumping medium punch, I believe it was, that ended up actually stuffing Laura from over the Thunderclap. It gave him a little bit of damage, and it seems like it worked for him.
It raises the hurt box a little bit so he doesn't get clipped by the clap, but crouches into the overhead. Reset again, scared of that fireball, and this is party time. But V-shift the command grab into the tap, and now we're getting some good damage. One more touch, what's it going to be?
Okay, here we go. Oh, goes for the EX, but doesn't quite. They find it as well. That was close. Her life flash before her eyes, just like Balrog's might be in a couple of seconds. Goes to the forehead. This is not how it is.
Oh,
no. The V-shift.
Yo, and again, that V-shift, again, giving Matoha the second chance at life, and he's able to find that one touch with the rush punch. You knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when. Mira just guessed wrong on that, and now it's tied up a game apiece. We're starting big with the jump, and Matoha's ready. Get out of here. Coming normally.
If anything, good anti-air from Matoya as well. He is keeping him back. Command grab immediately to give herself some better positioning again. Since Balrog backs up, goes for the EX, doesn't quite find it. That walk speed is too good because he ends up whipping the grab. No punish, but just wants to make sure he gets out of that effective range. Once again, uses that button to make sure it goes. Here comes the big guns, if anything.
Yeah, the max damage he could get, but it's the activation time. It's party time for Mira, but I like the offensive V reversal, keeping Mira locked in this corner. But no, backed up, got the Dempsey roll, and Mira took that time to get in and chasing the V-shift. Where are you going?
Oh, the V-shift once again, but the Thunderclap is going to be still present. You can't just hit the V-shift button thinking you're going to escape out of everything. That's why that move's not as broken as everybody may have thought. That's exactly why.
That's some dirt right there.
That
sucks. Right, you're boxing, you're like, man, I can't get away from this Thunderclap. None of my lows go under it. I don't have an invincible move to bust through. But they added V-shift. Let me get out of here. The Thunderclap comes out, you V-shift it, and then the block comes out, and you're dead.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, you really just caught him on the recovery of the V-shift frames. It wasn't even anything else. Tried to go for the V-break to see if he can make it work for him, but obviously that didn't work out quite well that round. Mira, forward heavy punch. Immediately goes for the crush counter. He's too worried about anything. Walks up, command grab. And immediately gets more and more. Mira slowly walking him down into some confirmed damage. That's all going to be all she wrote for the very first round. Thunder clapping it up is the Lord.
It's now match point for Mira. Is she going to be able to close it out and move into winners finals? It's looking rough. Again, this is a rough match for Boxer, and even though they keep trying to make it better for him, somehow it never changes.
It's still a rough matchup, all the same, but that button needs to be working out for him if he can read it well enough. And immediately, once again, the pressure never stops. So here goes into the EX and manages to make things still work out for her V-shift. Once again, goes for a return to see if she can try and catch something, but he doesn't commit to that one. He tries to commit to a crouching light, but it's still not going to work out for him. This is the corner position that Boxer needs. Doesn't quite anti-air from that point, but a good enough punch.
Yeah, getting something started here. Had one Dempsey roll, keeping the pressure going with the EX rush punch. Got the little bait there on the throw. Another counter. One more for the kill. No, here's the activation. Oh, was 2+ off of that activation. Maybe just a little bit too far away to get that throw. But Matoha wasted none of that time. He's right back in there as soon as he saw the whiff animation.
Yeah, keeps him all the way pressured back there in the corner. It is enough for Mira to maybe reconsider a few of her options, if anything. Goes for the elbow once again. The pressure is going to continue, but he challenges it. Not going to allow that to fly free, just like these punches. Dempsey roll right into it once again. Pulling out the Ippo. You got to be careful when you're approaching the Boxer, even still. That thunderclap may be the option, but it sure as hell ain't working out for the answer right now.
Yeah, and you saw one neutral jump was all it took to kind of slow Matoha's roll there on the dash punches, and now it's just Mira with these light shoulder tackles harassing Matoha, but not for very long. Matoha's right back in there, spacing these dash punches so well.
Oh, wow. Doesn't actually get the anti-air either. I think that's what it was that they were going for. They used the standing medium punch, but I assume they used the V-trigger to sort of slow it down.
Yeah,
give herself some reaction time to go for the actual anti-air.
So I think what it was they were anticipating, they were trying to see if Matoha was going to come down with a butt. And so the V-trigger activated, and it didn't, you know, like, they saw the neutral jump. It's like, oh, they're not going to push a button. They're just going to come down and land. No point in me trying to push the medium punch to anti-air them. It's not going to reach. I'll just get whiff punished on the ground. But then Matoha just came down with the his own jump in and got the kill.
It already seems like for right now, they are at least forcing Laura back for a little bit. Checks the dash up once again and gets some decent damage off of it. Charge up the V skill too as well. Make sure he keeps that corner pressure. Good air to air, but it's still going to be the one. Mira's going to be the one that comes out on top of that engagement when both of them land and gets the V break as well, but not the punish that they may have been looking for.
Yeah, but it's actually unfortunate for Matoha because he lost the Dempsey roll on that V shift. Now Mira can kind of set up their own game plan again, getting these thunderclaps going, trying to mix up Matoha. Block the target combo. This is going to be some good damage.
Shimmy into the mix and manages to catch the V-shift. Where you going? Into the command grab. That's a good old stun. Laura going to take this first round.
Yo, my goodness, back on match point. We got to look and see what's going to happen if we're going to use that CFA. And Mira looking strong.
Right. What's happening right now. She's at least is able to answer with the EX Thunderclap. Is working out at least decently. Goes for the V skill almost immediately to be sure that she gets that distance going. Good counter hit from the Thunderclap. Gets her good damage as well. This is not looking too good for Matoya. He's got to find some sort of way to fight back, and the V reversal might just be the answer for the moment.
Yeah, and you saw that Mira kind of answered back with an aggressive V reversal, right? Trying to take away Matoha's plus frames, but it's not quite working out. Matoha's still getting away from this corner, getting some of their own pressure, but they walk up after the EX Thunderclap. One throw into the command grab. It wasn't enough. One more was it going to be? Checking the command dash forward. Matoha has a chance at life.
Thunderclap as well, but goes for the hit. Saw that the incoming aerial button whipped. Probably tried to challenge it, but is going to get counter hit at the end of the day. Mira does take this one 2-1.
Yeah, it was just that situation where you're like, oh, the thunderclap is here, the jump is there, I can't anti-air because I'll die. And then you're like, okay, the thunderclap disappeared, she's on the ground, I get the push, and then you're getting hit in the face with a stand jab, and you're like, okay, that's a rough draw. But again, that's going to be our winners finals all set up. That's going to be Mira versus Flaquito. That'll be up in a little bit. We got to drop on down to the losers bracket to see what's going to be good down there. Where we talked on these players a little bit earlier. It's Thero versus Haduki on one side of it, and Mario versus Southpaw Rock. I'm not familiar with Thero at all.
Not a name it is I'm too particularly familiar with either.
But as far as the rest of the players and losers, I'm familiar with all of them. Haduki, of course, a NorCal Akuma player. It's going to kind of have that patience with the craziness. It's kind of like almost a weird perfect balance of it. And then on the other side, of course, Mario and Southpaw Rock, Karen and Urian. That should be that matchup all lined up. Nothing atypical out of those guys. But it does look like Thero does play Fong, which will be interesting.
It would be interesting to see. This would be the second Fong I think I would have seen on Wednesday Night Fights. And of course, somebody in chat asked, where's the Ryu player? You mean SF5 Ryu player? I have no idea. Shows up just like Ryu, wins the tournament, and then leaves searching for another battle, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he's at. I wish I did. I wish I could bring him here.
I saw him show up in the online local EU tournament, and that was like the week after he won, or almost won Wednesday Night Fights, or did he win? I can't remember.
He did win Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah, so he did win, and then I see him show up in that bracket, and I'm like, this man really is a world warrior. He's
traveling place to place.
Doesn't play Street Fighter 5 much. Maybe it was somebody a copycat SF5 Ryu. Yeah.
Even still, I do miss him. It was an amazing storyline to be able to see that last week, but of course, all good things I suppose must come to an end, I would say, as we wait for the next matchup to be happening. And if anything, I'm sort of curious to see more of this Fang, man. I mean, we've only seen, or Fong, however you say it. Last week, people were getting on Cola for saying Ru instead of Ryu or Ryu, whatever it is that it may be. I don't know how to properly pronounce his name.
Dude, do whatever you want. Like, let other people worry about themselves.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing, though. Is that,
advice right there.
Okay, well, it seems like for already right now that it seems like that. I do believe that they are here and about to ready themselves up. Fong versus Akuma, which will be interesting. Yeah. This is not a matchup I'm personally well versed in. I have no idea. I am not too sure about what this matchup is like because I don't see it often, if at all.
Yeah, so you're still going to see a lot of the Fong pressure. So I'm sure if you've seen a Fong or two, you're aware of Coward's Crouch, and that's a very good button for them, as well as Crouch Medium Kick and Stand Roundhouse. It's going to be kind of their arsenal of mix-up buttons kind of to pressure. And it's super dangerous. All those buttons are plus. It's kind of crazy, hectic to challenge. Coward's Crouch is annoying because it low profiles a lot of the moves in the game. But as soon as we see Hadouki get in and start getting some of that pressure, it can be lights out. Fong doesn't have a true reversal besides super. Right. He has an EX command dash that he can do on wake up that gets him away from buttons but not throws. So you're really going to see, Thero try to get their own fireball game going before Dookie can get on them, and then after that, trying to get their own pressure going after neutral with these Coward Scratch, which we're already seeing. But Dookie is swinging, already did a DP in the middle of a string.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to mention. I'm just seeing him doesn't even want to give Fong the opportunity to be able to continue his pressure. I completely get it. I completely understand. It's definitely one of those characters where you don't want that to happen because that damage, those pokes, that poison all lines up and it's going to add up to big deal damage. So I can understand DPing in the middle of a string. I wouldn't advise it all the time though, but I can understand why.
Yeah, once or twice, you got to let the people know what you're about.
Right.
And so that's a little bit of crazy. Like, you can see how solid Dookie is in a lot of these situations, but in terms of the craziness, you are going to see some of those DPs. But patiently waiting for the V-Trigger activation and just backing up afterwards. Of course, with V-Skill, V-Trigger 1, that V-Skill is an actual fireball and will hit you.
Oh,
be careful
nice.
On that one.
That was a good air-to-air immediately from the Fong as well. He is keeping the pressure and just wants to stack on the poison. That's all. Hey, take the poison.
Yeah,
he just wants to back up. He just doesn't want much more than that. He just wants to keep on ticking it down and down and down and wait for a better opportunity for himself to be able to get through. Oh my gosh, the demon flip, bro.
He tried for the instant overhead afterwards too, but just didn't get it. But 20 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be closer to or die time here for Thero. He's going to have to try to get Dookie to make some sort of mistake.
Oh, he's trying to do everything it is that he can. It's not really worked out for him so far. 13 seconds left, goes for the throw, but isn't going to end up being shimmied for a brief amount of time. That's going to leave with Hadouki taking the first round in this game against Fong? I'll say Fong.
Thero,
yeah.
It's a TH. I'm saying Thero.
Right, right. I mean, it makes the most sense.
They can always correct it. That's where I'll take pronunciation.
Yeah.
You want to tell me how to pronounce your name every time, but right now the only thing that Doogie's pronouncing is how to say corner. He got a lot of pressure, but Thero
the damage there.
Yeah, found the conversion and gets critical art to get out.
Goodness gracious, Mike. He got hit one time. Look at all that
health.
Dude,
it's Akuma health, baby. He took the poison.
No wonder. I'd be DPing in the middle of the strings too if I knew that's how much damage I was gonna take. I completely get it, Dookie. You make the most sense. I got you.
Yeah, but he's getting a lot of pressure here. Got another shimmy attempt there. That's him being gonna do the mile for Dookie there. He just, you know, you saw as soon as he took that big damage, he was like, all right, you're gonna start trying to set up, and he just EX demon flip right in, getting through all the projectiles, looking super solid as Dookie, realizing like, okay, his opponent's mindset, like, okay, you're gonna throw fireballs now, and he busts on through. The second time, I think he actually reacted with it and got in, and that actually allowed him to carry all the way back to the corner, get his own pressure going, and take that first game, trying to stay alive here in this loser's bracket.
Onto the poison trap, and this is a better look for Thyro. For right now, baits out the DP as well. Hey, look, I said it before, you only gonna want to do it maybe like about a couple times. I wouldn't advise doing it every time. Thyro was ready for that and gets the counter hit as well. He is keeping the pressure on him, and that poison gonna end up eating away at his life. I like playing it back. Don't push in. Use those projectiles. Yes, I think that's working very well for Thyro right now.
Yeah, it's really doing an excellent job trying to stay out of the dangerous spots of all of these situations. But now the V trigger activated for Hadouki, moving around gets a little bit more difficult. The air fireball is going to be very difficult to get around. And now you can see Dookie just waiting to see what defensive options there was going to take and responding accordingly, keeping the pressure going. But no, missed the demon flip.
Gonna quite find it at all. Not gonna work out, just playing around the fireballs. Thyro's playing this very, very well so far. Goes for the EX, and not gonna be able to find quite the punish that he may have been looking for. Poison trap did get set and took away a little bit of life, but he's gonna keep playing the lame game for right now. I do appreciate being able to play this way because you don't want to let Akuma get in. I completely understand.
Yeah, and it's incredibly dangerous, and you have to be incredibly careful, but Zero is doing it very well here. Alco finally got opened up just a little bit here. Now Dookie trying to go in, but crouch under the flip throw. Yeah, and that's going to kind of set Zero up to tie it up a game apiece here if they're able to look and perform the same way, but you have to imagine Dookie's going to make their own adjustments here, already starting with the big jump and push into the corner.
Ready. Manages to struggle for the shimmy, uses the standing medium kick, doesn't quite catch the reversal, but does catch the button after into a sweep for more added pressure. Poison trap to make sure that he can at least try and get the distance necessary, but it wasn't enough. Suzuki closes the gap once again. Time and time, he's being forced from one corner to the next, all the way around the world, from one corner to the other. He has to eat so much pressure in the process.
You know, you were saying it the best, like one corner to the other, we see him de-reversal again.
Right, exactly.
Guess what? Dookie was starting to push to the other corner. If there was more life on Thero's side, we would have seen the other corner again. Definitely going coast to coast, and you can see Dookie's really challenging Thero's like, hey, you're sitting on all this meter. Like, wouldn't it be great if you just critical arted through some of these strings, you know, got your own pressure going. But Thero so far has, you know, said I had an extra round to give. I'm going to hold on to this meter to move forward and try to get something going in this next round. But finally getting clipped by these demon flips.
His demon flip crosses up and goes low. If anything, he's just playing very patiently. Doesn't want to give Hadouki any sort of mileage that he can afford to not give Akuma. Soon effect of those fireballs are definitely a menace. He has to jump over them. No, not really any other good enough option that he would have to fight back against that, except for, of course, using the poison like he is and trying to make sure that he stays away.
Yeah, but one of the number one things that I'm noticing here with Thero is we're not really seeing anti-airs out of him. Hadouki pretty much jumps in whenever he wants, and it kind of goes unchecked. Oh, I love that.
Out of the way, get away. Stop.
Yeah, out of danger. But here we go, back right into the melting pot. Here, finally the anti-air crouch spears, and look at the pressure afterwards. One more? What's it gonna be?
Oh, he jumped into the EX, and Thyro ties it up in the loser's bracket. My goodness, you mentioned it before. I guess he heard you. He's
like, I need to do anti-airs now? All right, I got you.
No problem whatsoever. And he catches it on the demon flip too. We haven't even seen him do that on normal jump-ins. The perfect time to start using them now for sure, because it netted him the round because of that.
Yeah, and that's something you can really do, right? You condition your opponent like, hey, you can jump, right? Don't you want to jump here? You know, does this look like a great time to jump? And now you start anti-airing them. Get a little bit less damage for it in this game than some other ones, so you got to be careful. You don't want to let them get that feeling of jumping too much. But now you can see Dookie just staying grounded, right? Playing the fireball game, playing this up close mid-range game. Like, okay, you're not going to check my walk forwards. I'm going to jab. I'm going to throw you. And what are you going to do to stop me?
So far, seems like things are working out pretty well with Thyro. Once again, putting out poison trap after poison trap. and is going to at least try and keep his distance here. The same plan he's been sticking to, but Hadouki is going to get him to the corner. We've seen this happen before. From coast to coast is what's been happening. Hopefully Thyro recognizes that he doesn't want this to happen once again. The poison over time is going to be good though. Oh, into a beautiful shimmy, but no conversion.
Okay, but finally out with the EX Demon Flip, getting through that minefield of projectiles, but not out of the woods yet, but finds the low forward activation. That's going to not be enough.
No, it's not going to be it, not yet.
One more touch is needed. That's how you opt to select your commentary, by the way.
Right? You do love to see it, if anything. Oh my goodness, he tried to go for the stand. You're not gonna be able to get it. And Thyro, off of the D-trigger activation from Hadouki, he thought it was over. It's completely okay. No, it ain't, says Thyro, and answers back by making sure he takes that run.
All right, but Hadouki starting with the pressure early with the EX Demon Flip throw, said, you're gonna stay in this corner and you're gonna like it. Eat my fist for breakfast.
Goodness, and oh, what?
It got a forward fierce and it went the wrong way?
Yeah. Fong turned around for a second, went for the end. I don't know what he went for, but he turned around the other way, and you know what? Almost got stuck because of it.
I think he wanted to charge him, got forward fierce instead, which is not great. Oh, I think that's interesting. Just the EX Demon Flip causing some wonkiness with the inputs, but getting clipped on the dash, and that's going to be some good damage. One more touch for Duke to tie it up.
Oh, the shimmy.
The shimmy sham, shimmy yay. Looking good here. This is just fun.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is like a back and forth game. I mean, I've never felt like it's always looked like one person has been in control for most of the time, whether it's been Thyro or Hadouki, but both of them are tied at 1-1 at the final point in losers.
And Hadouki not getting baited on some of these shimmy attempts, couldn't get the conversion on the other side, didn't see the crash medium punch hitting in time, but look at this healthy life lead, and keeping it going with the light DP. Of course, we said Dookie's a little bit crazy. That little bit of crazy just throws the opponent off.
Try to go for the shimmy there. It's not going to quite find it. Thyro's still fighting. He's still alive. Ain't over till, obviously.
Ain't over. Yeah,
ain't
over till
okay, all right.
You lose that last pixel.
I understand. Right. Gotcha. All right. Well,
listen. Listen. He's like, listen, I didn't want to tell you guys, I didn't want to spoil it early, but it's actually over.
Yo, dash up throw, kind of OD. I think I'll take that option and manages to take the win. Hadouki moves on in losers. Unfortunately, that's all that we have for Thyro for right now. But of course, we could always come back next week and see if he can make it, retake a potential bracket win that could end up getting him to grand finals. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see him here once again. We don't typically get to see the Fong players pretty often, so yeah, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, you'll see Thyro come through, Morsi will come through. It's always great to see the Fongs, putting in the work, because at this point, if somebody comes through playing Fong, they've been playing Fong.
Right, absolutely.
You better check yourself. You better make sure you know that Fong matchup, because they 100% know the reverse. So that's always the dangerous game you play.
Absolutely, yeah. There's I think at this level, I mean, we've had multiple killers in this tournament during Wednesday Night Fights. I mean, time and time again, if someone's going to end up picking a character that may not be at the top of the tier list, may not be the best one up there, but still at least somewhat decent, you can bet that they're going to be able to play that pretty well. So pretty well, at least to the best of their ability. I mean, I've never seen a Fong player disappoint at Wednesday Night Fights yet, even if they do get knocked out of the bracket or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of the things where they never give up, right? There's sometimes when you're down at the end of your life bar, you're like, you know what? I've having a real rough time against this bad matchup. You're right. Akuma, he gets to come in and do everything he wants. Of course, Hadouki was winning that match. But the thing is, they don't give up. They're like, I have the chance, right? If I can start getting my traps going, if I can start getting my fireball game going, I can start, working my way better into a better position in this matchup, right? Never count yourself out. And that's something you should always take into consideration in any fighting game you play. You don't have to play a low tier character to never count yourself out. Never count yourself out. Keep the energy going, keep your blood moving. And talking about keeping it moving, we're going to get Southpaw Rock versus Mario DB here. It's going to be a pretty fun match. This is actually the same matchup that got Mario DB into loser side of top 8, where he fought against No Respect, which started off very strong for No Respect, but Mario, of course, had excellent adaptation throughout it. So you're definitely going to be watching out for that. Of course, excellent conversion already round start. Mario has those on deck.
Yeah, already right now, Mario is keeping the pressure here against Southpaw Rock. Because Yuri is trying to find his way out. Oh, standing fierce. My goodness. Every time I see that, he just brings out the boy hand, the chop, keeps him in his place, and everything. Boom. Immediately. Keep your distance.
Yeah, but look at this pressure here. Mario not keeping any of the distance, but getting light headbutt on wake up to avoid the throw pressure. And now we're just trying to find his activation into ages here, trying to find some sort of hit. Didn't believe on the heavy kick, gets it on the low forward instead. And Mario was immediately out of there, V-shift in the way.
Yeah, obviously wants to use that V-shift properly. Goes for, of course, the forward throw. V-shifts once again. He just wants to keep the distance. I completely understand that. Sit on the life lead. Force your opponent to do something dumb and make sure that you capitalize on that punishment. Just like that. Already, it seems like Mario's doing pretty well. Baits out a beautiful safe jump set up from Karin to make sure that she jumps, stays safe from the DP, and punishes to take the win.
Yeah, and we're seeing some excellent uses out of this V skill too out of Mario, right? Getting the juggles with it, getting, using it in neutral a little bit, or in pressure strings where, his opponent's not quite used to reacting to it yet and checking it and using it to get plus frames. Mario's doing an excellent job with that, but Southpaw Rock is like, fine, you think you're fancy, let me EX headbutt, get some space for myself here, but Mario answering right back, pushing all the buttons he needs.
Already, that's yeah. Jump out of there. I completely understand. Oh no, she got pulled right on back in and goes for the V-shift to escape. Definitely, at least is going to allow her to keep that distance, sit on her health lead just like she did beforehand. Mario's playing this Karin very well. He's doing a very good job of making sure that he's keeping his space and waiting for Southpaw to make a mistake. And oh man, gets the hit, but still no use of what's remaining of the V-trigger. I guess he just wants to use it when he's sure that it'll kill at this point.
There's also only certain activations for the second Aegis for it to actually combo.
Right.
So he's also making sure that that's going to be the conversion, but tried to dash forward, got back there, and what's the safest option for Mario to do there, and that's going to be game number 1 for Mario. Overall, he had some patience there in neutral, and it was good to try to make Southpaw Rock get to him, and you saw any time that Mario kind of walked forward in those reset neutral situations, Southpaw Rock was just clipping him with heavies and the medium kicks. It's not until Mario kind of sits back and it's like, okay, do your thing. I'll just sit here and react to whatever you're doing, that he kind of is able to get, the closing remarks to a round.
See that for right now. Mario's, of course, using space to his advantage and trying to see if he can get a shimmy. It's exactly where Karin seems to benefit the most from. Throw tech, get your hands off me. As Southpaw Rock still trying to find some sort of momentum for himself. He had it in the beginning and manages to get it in the form of a counter hit. This is the pressure that he wants for sure. Southpaw Rock finding pokes, buttons and buttons again, but no punish on the sweep, only a crouching medium and no bigger damage gained from that.
But now we're just chilling back here in this neutral, but not at all. EX chariot tackles and then listen, let's get to a corner. Let's end this neutral game plan. I'm trying to get some damage here, but Mario just constantly buffering that that stand medium punch. Got the conversion and the side swap on it as well. And look at this pressure.
Already Southpaw Rock not looking too good for him. EX-DP to immediately get out of that situation and blocks the DP. Boy, if you don't stop that DP at anything, puts out the hand, chops it, and pretty much ends it for Mario DP. As now he takes the first round in this next game to see if he can go up 1-1.
All right, Southpaw Rock is looking to rock around the clock.
Honestly.
You see the hour? He's definitely rocking all day and night.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, he's hitting those buttons. I mean, hey, if you feel confident, I was just about to mention the EX he did before. Here he is, shoulder tackling. Once again, EX to make sure he can get the hit and gets the damage. No shimmy from Mario DP yet. Oh my goodness, the airborne this time, if anything.
Yeah, just catching Mario trying to do the sweep activate, but so nice. Mario's going to try to do it twice. He gets the activation this time, but counter hit didn't have the conversion.
Definitely not what you want. Oh gosh, the CA.
A lot of damage. I don't think it kills.
I don't think it does. Oh, what? I was wrong. Actually.
I got baited.
I genuinely didn't think that. I genuinely didn't think that it was. I didn't think it was.
I led you. Listen, I led you.
My bad.
It's all my fault. So,
no,
I should have known better. Played the game for 5 years. I should have known better.
You're completely okay, man. It's no worries. No worries whatsoever. It seems like I would be a little bit worried though from Southpaw Rock. He is at least able to get a conversion, but you don't want to go down here. Not now. Use the EX knees, tries to do what he can and keeps the corner pressure. Double tech immediately from Mario DP. DB.
Yeah.
He tries to make sure.
You can tell that last round. Yeah, affected Southpaw Rock a certain kind of way because he is hammering the point home.
Oh, absolutely.
He's like, I'm playing offense now. I ain't playing defense.
Yeah.
I'm tired of playing defense.
No longer. No longer will I stay oppressed by standing medium punch. I'm not going to get whip punished anymore. You're going to feel the pressure now into the sweep and V trigger activation from Mario DB. Into an EX headbutt, no confirmed damage, if anything, and that's going to, hey, I understand. I get it, Southpaw Rock. I got you.
Listen, he looked at the time on the clock, and it said, it's time to rock, and he busts out.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what he went for. That's exactly what he wanted to do. He didn't want to deal with any more of that. We saw, we've seen a rerun of the show before. He saw the last time he was in the corner. He didn't want to deal with the pressure. Nothing that Mario DP was about. Mario DP, well, not DP, but DB could have done, would have ever stopped Southpaw Rock from doing what he was about to do that next instant that caught him that win and tied it up at a 1-1. Now, once again, it hasn't been all set points tonight so far. Like it's like has it really been like it's always been tied at 1-1? I
think we've always gone down to 1-1. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
That's a lot of matches. Nobody wants to see me go to sleep tonight. Okay.
It's still fun, all the same. If anything, he's actually running the skill 1.
The skill 1. Yeah, not using the Ignite Thunder, I think. Right. I would say.
The Ignite Thunder. I mean, it definitely feels Ignite. If anything, throwing it out, you're like, man, wish I could play something against this. If anything. I mean, she has a way over the fireballs, right? So I guess it makes sense why you want to run V skill 2.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, there's not too much reason for like EXP main dash to go through them. But Southpaw Rock overall has done a great job of not taking any of Mario's throws, like doing an excellent job. But now that Aegis is on deck, excellent tech out of Mario, a nice clip on the dash as well. Gonna do an excellent job to put Mario back on that match point. Can he close it out this time?
Yeah, let's see if he can. Southpaw Rock, though, he's getting a little bit more crazy. I wonder if he's gonna be able to actually fight back against Mario DB. He's been proving it time and time. That's the 3rd DP I've seen Southpaw Rock. I understand. Oh, the overhead. Watch your dome, girl. If anything, throw tech to keep his way or keep his back to the corner. And now he's able to control enough pressure here on the side of Southpaw Rock. But Mario's fighting his way out pretty well.
Okay, whiff throw went unpunished here, but now Southpaw Rock trying to control some of this space, but he's tossed up one time, dash gets flipped, but yo, what time is it? It's headbutt time, baby.
Hey, it's time, baby. We gotta do it. Who did lock up the key? Who let this animal out of here? Who let him out of the cage, huh? First we gotta deal with Gorilla Lee last week, now we gotta deal with Urian over here, man. Oh gosh. He at least gets stuffed and stopped thanks to Mario DB, but it was looking really scary for a second.
Definitely. Rock around the clock. Southpaw Rock was rocking around the clock. That's what I was going for. I think you should just change his name to Rock Around the Clock. I think that's a better name. But I was getting a little bit too finicky or too antsy with those dashes. Mario DB knew in his brain, was like, okay, the Aegis is out, just going to start trying to get some dash pressure going. You can see he tried to abuse that with the chariot tackle. Like, okay, you're going to try to push a button on the forward movement. Let me put my extended hitbox here so that you kind of push a button into it and get clipped. But Mario just waited. It's like, that looks like a chariot tackle, not a dash to me. So I'm going to check you, and we're going to check out what could be our next match. Filipino Man versus Hadouki.
Oh, interesting. Definitely going to be a very interesting matchup here. This is just talked about Gorilla Lee beforehand. Here she is, back on her return. Somebody let her loose out of the cage. You're going to be seeing a lot of... Well, first off, how do you feel about the matchup, honestly? I mean, I think this is between Akuma and Chun-Li. For me personally, I think it's still the same story that we saw beforehand. Whoever gets the pressure here is going to be in the driver's seat for a while. They're going to have to take some risk, whoever's on the back pedal.
Yeah, and I think especially with Filipino Man, he is definitely a pedal to the metal kind of player. Right? Yeah. So you have to show him that you cannot, or that you have ways out of his pressure. So that means he's going to meet you every single time. He's going to get all of his pressure every single time. But we're not going to see Chun-Li at all. We're going to see the Minot. Minot's
going to be the character that Filipino Man's opting to go for here. Anything. And just to catch him slipping for a little bit and gets a few buttons here and there. Gonna try and play as far back as she possibly can, but Hadouki, they at least traded out. I mean, they traded out so far, but Minot's getting walked to the corner, and I would be a little bit more worried if I was Filipino Man, but you gotta stay as calm as possible in situations like this.
I mean, he's looking mad confident to me, right? He's tossing the orb out, he's playing around in neutral, tried to slide under a fireball predictably, but got clipped. But we're still chilling in this neutral, right? Now the player's really gotten their big pressure started.
It seems like for right now, though, that he's once again tossing out the orb time and time again. Not afraid whatsoever. Goes for the throw, but it is teched by Hadouki. Good awareness to make sure that he doesn't get thrown. Same thing as before. He's ready for the throw. Oh, he's doing time and time again. Just going to EX Demon Flip right over. Now we're in it. Now we're in a situation. Now we have a big problem, if anything, especially if we're going up against Akuma.
Oh gosh, no, the shimmy sham broke the dam, and oh my goodness.
That's it. Yeah.
Man, that's all it really takes against a character like Monotony. He's not going to have that invincible reversals, kind of has a 3-frame normal, but can be difficult to get it out sometimes. And Hadouki took full advantage of that, slowly pushed it to the corner the entire round, and then just went in.
Definitely manages to turn things around for himself towards the tail end of that. Using a few pokes here and there, reflect the fireball immediately. As he tries to go for the air fireball reflection, but can't quite find it. This is going to be big trouble immediately on the side of Filipino Man. Has to find some sort of way out. Just walks right on under, but not going to quite find the confirm. He's going to right, exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like he did a stand medium punch to punish that lock under there. I feel like that's a very like Chun-Li thing. And then you realize, oh yeah, I'm playing Monot. I can't cancel stand medium punch. Or a combo off of it or anything, but okay, nice demon flip in, but the V break trying to end some of this pressure.
Oh, V shift?
Can he? I was serious that he was going to try to V break in.
Right, that's what I was
there with like a DP, but another V shift getting all of this pressure away from him. Wants some space here.
Ooh, good V shift once again. Goes for the V break, but it manages to whip. Goes for the V shift once again. Hey, baby, that's the new mechanic. You know how to use it. Go ahead and use it. Reflects the fireball. Back at Akuma. Now it's up to the next hit. It's going to end up happening here. Explodes the orb, recalls it right on back to her, and we're still at a good range, but EX Demon Flip, that's happened so many times. Is that the genuine answer? I mean, it has worked literally every time, or is that just something it is that Hadouki's aware of?
That major thing, right? So the orb's out, and if you want to call that orb back, which most Monots are going to try to do at that 2/3 or 3/4 of a screen distance, right? Call that orb back, you know, get the pressure going, right? So that they have the orb, they feel more secure. But all it takes is one projectile invincible move that also travels 2/3 of the screen to get right in there, right? The perfect answer for it.
Exactly.
So it's an excellent thing to do there, and I actually did really like Filipino's man, all of his V shifts that he did there, right? Because it was at such a point where he needed the offense to stop for Hadouki, and also anytime that he could get the gray life set up, that's another, you know, it put it into like a one-touch game where if that orb clipped Hadouki at the wrong time, it would have been lights out.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, it was at that point, it was literally up to last hit. Does this mean that since we went back here, are we seeing the character change up? It is going to be Chun-Li that we're going to see against Akuma. Probably feels a lot better than that. And honestly, I would feel that way too. It's just too oppressing to play Monot into a matchup like that, especially when he gets you in the corner. We saw how well that worked out for Hadouki last time. The Filipino man's going to try and make a character adjustment.
Yeah, and there's definitely something to say. I think maybe against a lesser Akuma, the Monot is an easier pick to kind of keep them from throwing fireballs and that kind of stuff. But Hadouki was aware of that the entire time and played accordingly. But making some mistakes now is Hadouki, and Filipino man taking full advantage, pushing to the score.
Oh no, here we go once again. EX Demon Flip out of the corner. You got to make sure that you use it, if anything, just to find some sort of way to escape. Goes for the standing light kick and gets the anti-air. He's trying to at least keep the pressure on him, but Hadouki is ready to fight back whatever necessary. Gets the corner pressure as well. The counter hit into a punish is going to be pretty good here. V-trigger 1 means big damage is coming into a side switch and continuous pressure for Filipino man. EX Demon Flip, once again, doesn't matter. And he beats the DP from Filipino man. We hate that. We hate to see it.
We talked about it with Monot, like, oh, there's no EX reversal, it's a rough situation. But with great power comes great responsibility, and Filipino man found out firsthand what that means.
Exactly. Okay, all right, listen. Now, I understand, maybe you did it 1 or 2 times beforehand, but if you want to keep doing it again and again and again, I understand it's working, but come on, man. You can't at least be that you be a little bit too disrespectful, I would say.
Nah, absolutely. Be as degenerate as possible.
Right.
The story of this game is be as stubborn as possible. The other player has to change, especially when you have a winning option, right? They have to change. And the Hadouki has hit the nail on the head. with the hammer.
Oh my gosh, blocks the sweep as well. And just to get good hit. Standing fierce. What is he gonna go for? Goes for the cross up as well. And manages to block it. That's a lot of gray life. If he gets the hit, he gets the hit. But manages to catch the throw as well into EX. He walked into the EX. Hey, once again, one of us is gonna have to change this match. It's gonna have to be one of us. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be Filipino man. I don't keep doing what I want to do. Oh, okay.
Yo, you mash like DP. Yo, Filipino man mash the spinning bird kick again. Listen, believe it or not, it's hard to mash a charge move, but Filipino man mashed that EX spinning bird kick. He was not happy at that one. You can feel the instantaneous rage of like, you're gonna light DP me?
Right. Me of all people? How dare you?
Spinning bird kick.
Right.
Get out of here.
And good awareness from Hadouki, honestly. I mean, it wasn't happening every single time. It's not like he was waking up, I'm going to do EX spinning bird kick. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. He just knew exactly at the right moment what he needed to do. And that's all that mattered. He executed it properly.
What I will say, Filipino man was definitely kind of telegraphed. It was always very specific situations. Like, it's the end of the round, do or die, to EX spinning bird kick or not to EX spinning bird kick. And the EX spinning bird kick always went out there. Sometimes it just happens. It's just like, I'm gonna bet big, and either you're good and you're gonna get me, and that's fine, or you're not. Right? The stubbornness to keep that change going. I do honestly, as much as it can hurt Filipino man, it's also one of the things I love best. Like that stubbornness of like, no, you're the one that has to change. Right? I'm doing what I consider to be the best option here. Forcing his opponent to change is going to be the roughest part. But on the flip side of that, if your opponent doesn't change, I mean,
you end up catching up a win, just like he did a couple seconds ago. So it is mostly a matter of predictability. If anything, you mentioned it perfectly. It was a very specific situation. Every time you use EX spinning bird kick, Hadouki caught on that the first time and made sure that he baited it out the second, which of course ended up with him taking the set overall. But we're looking at Matoya versus Mario DB here. Excited, genuinely excited to be able to see this matchup. Boxer versus Cuddy. How do you feel about this one?
Dude, this one goes, I feel like this can go down to the wire.
Both even matchup.
Yeah, it's very even. They both have access to big damage and good corner carry at pretty much every single touch. It's just a question of who's going to win out in that neutral situation first. And as far as that goes, Karen has some pretty good buttons for that. To get that game plan going, but all it takes is one roundhouse from Boxer from Matoha to get things going. Right,
yeah, and I think you phrased it out perfectly. I mean, it's obviously going to come down to not obviously, but it can come down to the wire here. It's just the overall fact that you have two of these heavy. I feel like I've said this so much. A lot of the characters we've actually seen tonight have been sort of like heavy hitting. Like if I have the quarter, it's hard for you to do much of anything. They keep that momentum that we've seen throughout the night, other than maybe like Fong. But most of the time, it's been a lot of pressure oriented characters. Once you get the corner, it can be downhill from there.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to get to the corner. We're seeing already like Mario down to 50% in life, and we've been mid-screen the entire match.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's been mostly a battle of foots of anything. Not just to catch the walk back into a nice little crouching light. Obviously, that's not going to mean much, but that whip punish is going to be a lot bigger. My goodness, look at the damage. He's already evened it up off of one hit, thanks to the Victrix activation.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, I mean, Matoha now has his own V-trigger activation. Let's see if he's going to get a chance to use it. Instead, getting counter hit 2 times. Mario getting good damage here. Needs one more. One more good combo. The throw not going to be enough. No. But Matoha, what's the reset situation? Mario not moving.
Is he going to go for the reset situation? Here is the thing. Like, he has the command grab. That adds another layer onto what could possibly be a bad time. But the rush punch is going to be enough to end that for the first round. Matoya goes up 1 against Mario DB.
Yeah, and Mario did an excellent job of showing that he's willing to stand still. So hopefully the next time that V-trigger comes around, right, Matoha will start going for command grabs and Mario can start dashing and look for options. It's going to be the evolution, just like the evolution of these dash punches.
Oh my gosh,
Matoha can hit 1 or 2, and now Mario is in there.
The shimmy immediately goes for the tick throw to see what he's got. What's going to happen here? Jumps back, tries to escape with a V reversal, but an aggressive V reversal from Kadin just to make sure to keep the corner into the stun. The final kick what's going to put the nail in the coffin for this round, provided he doesn't drop the combo, and he doesn't. Keep it simple, obviously.
Simple 2 hits. You know,
Yeah,
let's not get fancy. I ain't gonna do like a jab Tenko combo with complicated stuff. Here's taking it, gonna tie it up around the piece, but man, Matoha is gripping and dipping here, right? Letting them rip as those dash punches, but back throw to the corner. Let's see if Mario can control the space a little bit here.
It seems like right now, they are keeping at least a little bit of the pressure. Goes for the standing light kick. He's at least able to put a little bit more pressure on a Mario DB. Is going to at least eat a lot of damage. Once again, no really huge combo here. Just pokes time and time again, getting caught off guard is leading to that being very big damage for Matoya. But Mario DB, you gotta be careful. It gets cutting and be very specific about how you do this.
All right, EX low rush in, and that's going to be the activation. But Mario DB was doing an excellent job keeping him out, but Matoha got in there anyway, keeping the plus frames and sent it to the sky. Thinking Matoha was going to try to dash forward there, but Matoha just was like, hey, no need to get too involved. I can keep it slow, keep it simple. I have V trigger. You're nervous. We'll see what you do. And what he did was the big EX reversal. Went to the skies, but it was a no fly. So
yeah, no fly zone. Air Balrog. What's the one you're flying on right now? It's going to be a little bit too hard to jump up there and make sure that you can escape unfazed of anything. He has 100% chance of crashing your landing if anything. I would be very careful if I was going up against Balrog.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! The shimmy again.
Yeah, it's worked a couple of times here. You know, throwing the V reversal, knowing Matoha wanted to get some space here in this corner. Mario this time doing an excellent job converting. Excuse me. I've completely missed the word I was looking for. Converting these combos into big damage. That's what we're saying now because he's keeping this corner control on lock.
Here we go. Already goes for the anti-air as well. Mario DB kept full control of the situation and made sure that he kept that corner pressure. He's Balrog in the corner, ends up taking the round against him. Not going to allow him to charge that V skill to either. Interrupts it with his own V skill. Boxer answers back almost instantly. Use the V reversal. Of course, he wants to keep the corner pressure. Don't let him out. I completely understand that.
Don't let him out. Don't let him get plus frames. Keep everything on lock. Do everything you can.
Seems like for right now, though, that it's still going in favor of either of them. The counter hit definitely tails the story. Here, tries to go for the shimmy, and overall going to miss that one against Matoya. Not going to find the whiff on cutting, but Mario will take advantage of that. Got to be careful when you're hitting these buttons like that. You got to be really, really careful of anything. I'll be cautious, but same thing can be said for Mario. Huge damage into the first counter.
Yo, I talked about it at the beginning. You always got to watch out for that stand around here. It will clip you and send you straight. Will send you on a trip. And that's where Mario went. And now Matoha on match point. Let's see if he's able to close it out here.
Right now, Mario is, of course, trying to close things out if he can. Be skill. Potential corner pressure. A shimmy again. This has been the story of this match so far. Time and time again, Matoya has really been getting shimmied, and it's been so hard to fight back, but a good punish on the sweep.
Yeah, but so far looks for a little bit of a shimmy. Matoha not fighting, just keeping his pressure going. And Mario, you notice, not spinning any of the V trigger, you know, to get rid of these plus frames from Matoha. Instead, saved it to try to activate, try to get their own pressure going, right? Felt the need to make this comeback here. But Matoha not letting that happen, right? V reversals, and now you're out of the V trigger. Mario has to make this happen clean and honest.
Seems like for right now, though, that Mario is at least turning things around on for himself. Tries to go for the shimmy once again, but that's not going to be enough. Use the aggressive V reversal once again to keep that corner pressure and gets the counter hit. Crouching medium punch is going to be enough to make sure that he closes out the round. Of course, it leads to a combo that ends with that. And I mean, we're tied at 1-1 already. I mean, this is once again another 1-1 match.
That V reversal at the end of the round for Mario was super important because that was going to be in the V trigger activation for Matoha, which would have, you know, really allowed that pressure to continue. So he put the whole kibosh on that, and it made Matoha, you know, get real anxious. Like, I got to try to find a way to get close again. Jumped. Mario just walked under and had the punish, and now you can see Mario's in the driver's seat, right? Dashing forward round start, getting the hits, getting the confirms, forcing Matoha on the back foot.
Right now, they are keeping the pressure on. Mario DB goes for the shimmy once again. And that's, I've lost count of how many shimmies it's been at this point. I lost count at 4, honestly. And it seems like he's been able to make sure that he's keeping this quarter pressure. This might be down low complete. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is looking a little bit more free than it was before.
You know, listen, really looking like Shimmy John's out of here.
Right, exactly, Shimmy John's, exactly.
Yeah, how fast that download happened. You know, the fastest delivery that you could ever hope to get.
It seems like, once again, Matoya's trying to fight back. I mean, he's been trying to do that the entire time, but it's this corner pressure. This is what's been killing him against Cardi. Mario knows that. That's why every time his back is to the wall, he's using that V reversal. He gets good damage, but it's the conversions that end up killing Matoya instead of the pokes it is that he ends up getting.
Yeah, it's a real, like, the two sides of things. So Mario converts these pokes into big damage when Matohan just gets 1 or 2 pokes, you know, here and there, and the damage adds up. But Mario right now keeping this corner on lock, but V-trigger activation, can Matohan find his chance to activate? He needs to make this comeback.
Right now, he is good. Maybe that's the hit that he needs. Goes for the combo into that, the V-trigger activation, and manages to get the meaty EX straight.
Did he try to backdash? Like he had to have done something there.
So he didn't try and challenge it.
Or maybe either he got the early backdash frames or he caught like a jump. Definitely an interesting situation, thinking Matoa is going to try to move forward and command grab again, but we're seeing the same situation, right? Mario early on, 1 or 2 conversions, has this corner control against Matoha.
Right now, they are at least able to fight back. It's a good damage, but for the most part, Mario DB is keeping most control over the situation right now. Matoya is trying to do literally all that he can. All that he can to try and fight back. It's these conversions, like I'm saying, that hurt him.
Right, even like getting clipped out of the air there, right? Mario had the awesome combo to get the knockdown, and now just 1 more touches wasn't going to beat tech the throw, and now the activation. It can all turn around here.
That's for
2
sure.
touches, that's all Matohan needs.
1 punch immediately. It's the gray health, goes for the EX into the reversal. The chip is what's going to be the one that ends it here. It's going to be all she wrote for Matoya for right now, as Mario DB, takes this one thanks to the chip kill from the Karin critical art.
Yeah, excellent awareness there to know that, hey, I have critical art, I'm just gonna chip out, I'm done playing this match, this is too stressful. I want nothing more. Don't want to see it happen. And that means we should head on up to our winners finals. But as we're waiting for all the players to get in, we do want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors that we have with us today. MetaView, of course. If you ever want to see some excellent highlights all across the esports genre, whether it's Valorant, fighting games, they do some other stuff that I am now forgetting, which is very unfortunate, but definitely, you know, check out MetaView. Their highlights and everything that they do, they are super awesome to go through and watch, especially if you don't have the time to sit down and watch, you know, a 6-hour broadcast. You just want to get the highlights. MetaView is your place to do it. I always love to watch the online local MetaView Mondays that they have, and catching up on that. So definitely give some love to MetaView, as well as Victrix. We want to give a ton of love to Victrix because we love their fight sticks. I mean,
that
look
stick
at
is
how
so sick, bro. Like, come on, man.
Like, dude, you gotta give a big shout out to that. And of course, I believe the winner of whatever however long the series goes will get their chance to win one of these. You know, for whoever has the most points right now, I believe it's Chris CCH. So you want to give much love to those. I think they can pick any of them except the Ryu and Chun-Li ones because they're so good that they don't have any of them available. But of course, if you also go and check out on their website and you buy one of their own sticks, you can always use code WNF, I believe, to get 10% off your order. And you can pick up one of the Pixel Pals, whether you want Cammy, Chun-Li, Evil Ryu, the hot Ryu shirtless, you know,
the hot Ryu,
or the M Bison to close it out.
Yeah, I mean, those are all really, really great things. I'm always grateful to be a part of some awesome stuff like this. I mean, man, I'm really gonna have to try and get me. I'll have to talk to somebody, see if I can get one of those Victrix sticks, man. I mean, that art on that is so sick. I definitely want the Bison one. I really, really got to get on top of that, man. I mean, that's so cool. There's so many cool things that happen at Weds Night Fights.
All of them look really cool. I'm really like the Guile pose. I think he's there combing his hair.
Yeah.
It's
the
an
Guile
awesome
pose.
pose.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Bison one is definitely my favorite for sure.
Yeah, the Bison should be your favorite, as well as like the clean design of the stick, right? You want to keep that Bison as clean. You got to keep that stick clean. It's an excellent kind of package, right? I think it's all metal on the outside, which can be nice and easy for cleaning, as we're going to see who gets cleaned up in this match between Mira and Flaquito.
Like for right now, those tiger shots are at least keeping them at bay, but it's the thunderclap. The thunderclap does gain her some distance. I will be really careful about that. And even still, like once again, he's playing the fireball game. I completely get it. I understand. Like this is what you want as Sagat into a beautiful DP as well.
Yo, that V shift, that V break actually whipped there, and Flaquito wasn't quite ready for it. I don't think either player was ready for that to whip, but yo, these uppercuts. Stay out my skies. Flaquito hasn't gotten touched.
Oh my gosh, immediately keeping the distance. He knows what he needs to do in this matchup. This is that matchup knowledge, or I should say, I mean, like, this is just a God play. You're going to be doing this regardless of whoever it is you're fighting against. It goes through the thunderclap as well, interrupts the startup. You better stop it if anything. My goodness, into the punish. Almost the perfect. Doesn't even matter. We'll take that. We'll take the hood perfect. We get
the hood perfect, absolutely.
We absolutely take the damage from the chip. My goodness, man.
But hey, I want to use this time to remind people to clip things that are sick that you see on this stream. Make sure you're also tweeting out the stream that you're watching some hype Street Fighter 5 action here at Level Up Live, as Flaquito is rowing the boat again with these fireballs.
It seems like right now though that he is keeping the lead for the most part. Pushing out fireball after fireball, making sure that this is the first time I've seen that gap close. Of course, as soon as I mention the gap close, he's going to DP. That's what he wants. Kuroshi wants the distance. He doesn't want to get locked down by Laura, because now, here we go. The wheel has started turning slowly. It's slowly, but he gets the corner pressure. That's good. I was a little bit worried about the pressure
activation. Yeah, activation, you get to see that there's a backdash. The EX shoulder tackle is there to put him back into the corner, but Flaquito so far has just been avoiding Mira's pressure expertly, not letting any of this affect him, but got clipped one time, and now man dash into one throw. What's going to be next? Pressure, nice block. V reversal. Get the fireball out.
Immediately. Doesn't want to worry about any of that. Tossing out fireball after fireball. Kuroshi is doing exactly what he can to keep this distance. And Flaquito is going to be the one that takes this two rounds in a row. Pretty methodical, honestly, orderly. I mean, I didn't really see him take any risks that he didn't need to, that he didn't feel like he needed to take. He wanted to keep that distance, and he kept it.
I'll say the one risk he did take was, I think, a light uppercut after a thunderclap.
No, it's fine.
Was a little bit wild. But again, this was supposed to be set to first threes. We're going to change that battle lamp setting and hop back into it.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's...
Again, as far as, you know, Mira could be switching up characters. She does have poison as well under her pocket. I mean, her and Eli both play a bunch of different characters. They've been running through their Diamond series, where they rank up every single character to Diamond. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of a counter pick come out here for the Sagat versus, you know, the Laura that didn't look too hot.
Yeah, I am very interested to see what the adaptation is here, because it was a fireball game. That's mostly what ended up getting her killed. Laura just couldn't contest with a lot of those fireballs. Every time she jumped, most of the time it was met with an anti-air. But they're going to stay with the Laura. They're not going to switch off of the character. They mostly just want to try, I believe, and just get themselves together, think about it for a little bit, and see what they can do to adapt in a situation like this. It is hard to fight against this, clearly. Oh
yeah, I mean, part of it is going to be making sure you're staying close to Flaquito here. Mira's doing that very well. Push to the corner early, just with some light pressure, and now, you know, has the ability with the extra meter that they built early on to sit back, wait for the fireballs, and punish right through.
Seems like for right now, though, that Laura is keeping that pressure. Flaquito's just trying to fight his way out. The V-trigger activation might be what he needs. Throws out an EX, but he has plenty more fireballs where those came from. As Mira's slowly giving way. They're letting go of the corner pressure here. Just trying to see, I guess, if they can find a more whiffable button, if they can get more pressure back in. But that's huge damage into the V-shift and V-break to make sure that Mira can at least keep that corner control. But it's still hard.
Yeah, and it's really like the two sides of this. So as much as we have to praise Flaquito for keeping this distance game very well, we got to give it up for Mira, who's actually putting up through all of this fireball pressure, trying to find a way in, right? Only gets one or two chances once they're in to get that mix going.
Yeah, it seems like for right now, again, they are still at least trying to keep the pressure here. They, once again, are dashing in and out. I mean, it's so funny because like they use the V break to make sure they can get the distance to see if they can keep the corner pressure, but it actually ended up being exactly where Sagat wanted to be. It manages to hit the raw charged up knee as well, gets the hit, forces him back, and even continues that pressure.
Yeah, that the spacing on that knee was plus, or at least plus enough that whatever Mira tried to do wasn't fast enough to get the 5 frames in like I think Sagat has. So, goodness, just swinging that light DP out. Cross cuts too.
My
Ooh,
goodness,
baby.
Yeah, it's
ain't having none of it.
Ain't looking too good right now for Mira. Throw is what's going to greaten the distance between Fakito's life bar and Mira. So Mira's going to need a beautiful sequence to make sure that she can fight her way out of a very scary situation right now. So she's going to the thunderclap, manages to get the hit on the whip. That might be the way that she needs with a V reversal. Once again, Fakito's on point with those. The minute he sees any pressure, he's out of it. He's not dealing with it.
Yeah. He's like, you smell something? No, it smells like you're getting pressure. I'm gonna V reversal. Ain't dealing with any of that. But no V reversal on deck here. Now kind of trapped in this corner. Finally, you see, as soon as he built it up, spin it immediately. He wants nothing to do with Laura V-Trigger being next to him at all. And now this fireball pressure being going.
Man.
Excellent anti-air still.
This is rough. I mean, this is a good hit for Laura. Mira, wait. It's the next hit, and anything that's going to be at least the crouching light kick. It's going to put a stop to
like
that
slight, yeah, that slight hesitation on Mira's pressure is like, oh, I'm gonna stop, see if you're gonna EXCP or something,
right.
See if you're gonna take a big risk, and then it's just like wake up, delay, crouch short, catch him trying to walk forward and steal some extra turns. Fakito so far has just had this excellent sense of where Mira wants to be on the screen and what she wants to go for, and has been able to kind of calculate appropriately the response.
Seems like right now there's still is proving to be a very difficult matchup for Laura. Trying to find a way into a crush counter as well. I mean, he has mostly been anti-airing, fireballing, and poking wherever he can with normals. As a matter of fact, I've seen him throw more fireballs than normals this time, honestly. I haven't really seen him be doing much of those.
All right, but out the pressure with the V shift, and now we're just sitting back into neutral. The heel, right? Really just seeing like, yeah, really just, making Mira say like, hey, what are you gonna do that can get in against me, right? I'm sitting here, I'm waiting, get in, right? I'm tossing fireballs. Are you gonna try to jump? And are you gonna try to dash forward? Stand medium kick, stand light kick, always checking in these situations. You're gonna try to dash forward on a command dash, V reversal, right? You can see all of the cycle of options that Fakito is using to keep Mira on edge here.
Yeah, it's just becoming more and more of a problem. There has to be some sort of adaptation that exists here. Does it too late? Beautiful with punish on the standing roundhouse as well. Gives Fakito the corner pressure that he needs. DP out of the skies. You can't fly on this airline immediately as he gets it into the throw. That's going to be all that she wrote. As Fakito closes this out in style with the perfect, taking it 3-0 over Mira in winners finals.
Yeah, we saw it start with a hood perfect. We see it end with a real perfect. What better way to really show Fakito's domination there?
Right.
And you could really feel like throughout the entire match, like the frustration on Mira building. Like, I just can't get in. Oh, I got in, and then he V reversals, and right. Like all that starts building up and accumulating, and you're like, I just want to do something. And as you're trying to do something, you're just eating more damage, and then all of a sudden you're stunned, and there's a perfect on the board, and you're like, well, that was rough.
Right.
But Mira's not out of it yet. She has her second chance down in losers. Let's see if she can use this chance, the second chance at life to reset the mental stack, get back into competitive form. That's really going to show who's going to be the, who's going to have the competitive edge, right? You having that competitive spirit of being like, okay, I know that I messed up there. I know what I messed up on.
Right.
I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep charging forward and find my next hit. As we get our next match on deck, the loser semifinals. Who do we have on deck for that?
We'll have to see, of course, as once again, this is losers finals.
Semis.
And it's losers semis. I thought it was okay, right? No. You are entirely right. This is losers semifinals. As I once again also have to pull this up. Mario DB is going to be one of the ones that ends up joining. And I think
it's Hadouki. Yeah,
Hadouki. Yeah, it is Hadouki. Yes. I remember. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I mean, this is semifinals. This is for all the marbles. You either put up or you shut up. At the end of the day, honestly, I mean, this is Mario DB versus Hadouki, and we've seen both of these guys do extremely well too. I mean, their matches didn't feel like they were too far apart.
Yeah, well, here's the one thing you have to remember. Hadouki was the first player in this top 8 to win a match that didn't go to final game. So
well, that's true. Yes, that is a good point.
He won 2-0, only to quickly be usurped by Flakido, who won 3-0. So we'll see, what kind of styles we're going to see, right? Are we going to see kind of the more controlled Hadouki? Are we going to see a little bit of a wild style? It really kind of depends on how Mario's going to come at him here. And I imagine Mario's going to play the same way he always does, which is slow, solid, looking for the low forwards and staying medium punches, making you feel uncomfortable in that neutral situation, making you want to push something that's going to whiff. And he is so dangerously good at that. So terrifyingly good at that. I'm really interested to see what Dookie can do to kind of put in kind of a wrench in that plan.
Yeah, it's just going to continuously be more and more of an issue if it isn't addressed at the proper time. Hadouken's being thrown out, making sure that, of course, Cutting doesn't have sort of an easier way in, just crosses under. It's going to get good damage conversion that leads to corner pressure on the side of Hadouken.
Already baited down anti-air, but couldn't get the conversion on it, but keeping the pressure pretty tight with the EX Red Fireball to get the plus frames, but had the backup, lost the plus frames, right? Couldn't find the follow-up situation. Pulled too far for the conversion here for Mario, but finds the counter hit a little bit later, and now can activate whenever they want.
Yeah, just looking for the hit, if anything, or Manager's looking for that beautiful V-trigger activation to go through the fireball, and now the shoe is on the other foot. The corner pressure is here. How will Dookie respond? Seems like a V-trigger activation of his own. The tech is thrown, and of course now both of these guys are just waiting for one mishap to convert their damage.
That's all they need. And Hadouki's being careful with the fireballs here. He doesn't want to get that EX command dash through, but instead checking your toes. Mario is able to find that one hit, needs one more to kill, but Hadouki in the same way now just needs one more with the excellent jump out, not letting you steal the extra plus frames, right? Saw that the meter was spent, plenty of time to jump out, find the hit, take round 1.
It seems like for right now, though, but see another Hadouken. He's playing this fireball game pretty well. He is chipping her down time and time again, but even still, Mario is the one that won the last round. It's a matter of the utilization of both these V-triggers. These V-triggers, especially on both these characters, leads to big damage and heavier situations to deal with. Good punish from Dookie to make sure that she doesn't get away with that.
Yeah, can't let Karen's with their confirms for free, but yo, get your plus frames out of here. I'm EXDP. I did some math and I said your plus frames equal my EXDP.
Exactly. It seems like for right now, they've at least evened things up for the most part. Crouching forward into what in the world? Got the crush counter, manages to flip him out all the way on the other side, and he actually ends up working out for him. If anything, he gained the distance, it worked out for him, and Hadouki takes it.
Yeah. Might not have been what Hadouki wanted. It's like I would much prefer to not get crush countered, but Mario with the unoptimal conversion, it's gonna cost him, right? Reset to neutral, allow Hadouki to find his point to activate as we go into the final round of game 1. A lot of meter on Mario's side, a lot of meters on both sides, to be honest.
And these two characters would definitely lead to not only scarier conversions, but scarier times for their opponent, as immediately the V should have to be used, but he tried to use the parry. He was expecting a V break.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been a major punish, but instead, it's Mario getting the major punish, clipping Dookie's toes, pushing to this corner.
No, tries to go for the V skill too. That's not going to work out. V shift is not going to go through as he manages to whiff the throw and still gets the punish afterward. Dookie going to maintain this corner pressure. That's what he wants. Keep control of V reversal and an aggressive one in response to Mario, just so he can keep that space. He wants to get out of the corner. He doesn't want to be anywhere near it. A huge throw. Thanks to the gray life already on the side of Dookie, that evens things up.
Yeah, it's pretty close here, but that air fireball thrown off Mario's anti-air attempt into forward fierce catching the V-shift attempt. That's going to be good damage. EX is plenty for game number 1 to Hadouki. Excellent conversion.
Okay. I mean, do you think in this situation maybe like the fireballs are too much for Cutting, or is it just the way that Hadouki is utilizing them? Personally, I think it's the way that he's utilizing them. It's hard for Cutting to find some sort of way in to try and keep that pressure against Akuma.
Yeah, again, the main way when you're dealing with the fireballs is you're going to be looking to command dash through them. If they're ground fireballs, for air fireballs, you really have to play that guessing game because you either need to dash forward under the air fireball, but if you do that, you can get clipped by a regular jump in. It's sort of the double-edged sword of sitting against the ground against an Akuma player, right? They get to jump and have the multiple jump options, right, between fireball, dive kick, and jump in. Right, but yeah, you saw at the right spacing there, the crouch fierce actually goes under the air fireball and allowed Mario to keep this corner pressure going where he can convert the rest of this into a full round for himself.
That is a good look so far for Mario DB. Despite all that may have happened new season, Akuma still is strong. No matter what, he's gonna be strong. He's gonna be strong for a while, man. He's still making it hard for people to play against him.
I mean, that's the glass cannon archetype, right? Always going to be strong, always going to have a lot of tools in their kit, right? Going to make it hard to control. But Dookie out of this corner here, let's see if he can kind of reset the situation. He's terrified of Mario's crouch movement. You can see anytime he's in range, he's crouch blocking.
So you got to be careful here. So Dookie knows that. Obviously playing around that good light to anti-air just so he can continue the pressure here. Trying to space his buttons properly. It's not going to really work out so far. He's not really able to find any hits. And Mario's sitting on a lot of resources too. I'd be very careful if I were him. Goes for the cross up and good anti-air for Mario, but still nothing. Just poking at each other.
Yeah, already spends half of that V trigger. Mario wanted to spend as much of it as possible so he can start building that second V trigger if necessary. But now Dookie with that anti-air has the activation, finds the activation for the forward as well, carrying all the way to the corner, the double dash after the red fireball into the DP. We're in the corner.
All right, now we're in a bad spot. We're on the side of Mario. Double fireball. What's going to be the option? He caught him walking back into the critical art. Karin.
That was ridiculous. Tying it up rapidly to 1-1, not letting anything panic him or make him not miss his confirm, right? He's done it 1,000 times and he'll do it 1,000 more. The way that looked right there.
Just so difficult to like. He's shout outs to the awareness of anything. That's when you start bringing out the Karin laugh, the anime. Yeah, I already see the chat. Oh,
yeah, it's fantastic.
Immediately you gotta hit him with that at that point, just spacing it out so properly. It's too good, man. It's such a good button for her.
Oh my goodness! And now Mario with the pressure, right? We saw so many rounds he's playing slow and patient, and now look at him in your face trying to get everything he can. Even at the reset of the stand light kick, tons of damage to kill here. Now on match point, the complete turnaround where Dookie was on the verge of taking it, now on the verge of getting sent out of the bracket.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for Dookie right now. Once again, he's trying to play this fireball game. He wants to keep her back and mixing in a few buttons here or there to make sure that he puts a stop to the walk forward. But Mario is fighting back, if anything. A good back throw. Now he has the corner position, and this is going to be pretty big. Into the side switch as well. Good damage into another throw. What's going to be the option? Tries to jump out, but a DP for Mario DP.
And caught him looking for the shimmy attempt. Now Mario found his opportunity. He's going to try to find his opportunity to activate V-Trigger here in a second, but no, instead it's Hadouken that's the sweep into activation right back at you. Oh my goodness, both these players plus frames on the elbow there, but just got clipped by a fireball. I think maybe trying to EX command dash, but was a little bit late on the input. Instead, you're going to tie it up. Final round here, down to the wire. Who's going to move forward into losers finals? Let's go. Yeah, this is hype.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. This is it. Final round, final point for both of these players. The life has been evened up. Fireball getting thrown out from Akuma. He's trying to play the spacing game correctly, and he does make that work well for himself. He's getting the pokes in, and the damage seems to be more on the side of Hadouken, but no conversion from that crush counter. Might be bad for DB.
As soon as the activation came out, you knew that EX command dash was coming through, was going to get some good damage, but Hadouken's still managing to stay mid-screen after the EX demon flip, and the rest of the V-Trigger's gone for Mario. But Hadouken has a strong life lead to make up, and the V-Trigger's going to be one way to get things started, but Mario honestly isn't giving Hadouken a lot of chances here.
He's really not. This is the air fireballs. Once again, he's going to jump back. He's playing, I love that. The double jump back from Karin just to make sure that in case he does anything, tries to chase her in any sort of way, he already has it ready to react to on landing frames, if anything. Doesn't get the anti-air though, and Hadouken does manage to go in. That's plus, goes for the throw. This is getting
tied up
down to the wire. It's pretty tight right now. Into that, has to use the activation, and no! The DP!
Dookie said 1 + 1 = DP, but the math was wrong.
Math was wrong. My calculations are off. I made the calculations, I did the math, but boy, am I wrong on this equation.
Boy, am I bad at math.
Boy, am I bad at math. It did not work out in the way that he was expecting it to. And so that means that Mario DB is going to go up in the losers bracket to losers finals.
Yeah, absolute beast of a job there from Hadouken. Played his heart out. He really left it all in the game with that EXDP. And I hope he can go to sleep at least content with he played. Of course, you want to strive to be better, but at some point you have to be like, okay, I did what I thought was the best situation. I'll go back and review the VODs, learn how I can be better. But for this moment, I'm content. I've accepted the choice that I made.
Right.
Especially when you risk it for the biscuit like that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go big or go home. I mean, if you felt like it was already in a clutch enough position, sometimes as far as Dookie would have known, he could have not been ready for that. He could have not been ready for the EXDP. So he made the decision, went through with it, didn't work out, but he still placed very well. Still a very strong contender. He played well all day today, honestly.
Yeah, top 4 placement is nothing to sneeze at, but I don't know how I was going to convert that. What you want to make sure that you have gotten all of your sneezes out of the way, because you don't want any sort of jinxes coming up for this next match. It's Mario DB versus Mira. As we get into losers finals, first 3, we're going to see how this shakes out. We're going to have the rush down craziness of lore versus the very slow and stoic style of Mario DB initially. But as we've always seen, Mario towards the end will get a little bit crazy.
Already seems like right now that it is at least going to be a good punish on the side of Mario DB. He's fighting back pretty effectively. Oh my goodness, he's just aware. He just knows. He's been doing that a lot of characters with fireballs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's something on the other side of things, right? As well as Mario was doing to check Mira in a lot of the situations, all it takes is one situation, right? One time for you to think like, oh, I don't know what Mira's gonna do here, for that little worm to sneak in and for you to eat all of that damage and to give up an entire round.
Already seems like it's looking pretty good for Mira. Was able to chase down the V shift, and that punish led to her taking the round into another command grab. Have to be a little bit more careful about that. Trying to keep up the pressure, looking for a shimmy, but Mario doesn't find it. Just trying to keep the space, using her normals to her advantage. Mario's gonna do what he can to make sure that he gets the utmost use out of cutting. But this pressure is scary on the side of Laura, honestly.
Absolutely, but with all the meter that's on Mario's side, all of their pressure is also scary. Going to carry all the way to the corner with 2 bars. What's the mix? It's going on 1 tick throw. Doesn't get much follow-up after the throw.
Already won. It's going to be a bit of a problem here. Gets the jump in and catches the startup of Thunderclap. Manages to close that out.
Boot to the head.
The Tims. If anything.
The Tims.
The Tims. Well, I know Cardi's not wearing Tims. That'd be more of like an Alex thing, but even still. The shoes, the boots.
Listen, we know we're on the West Coast, but the Tims still there. Don't worry about it.
Still works out all the same, I would say. It seems like Mario's in good control here, though. My goodness, look at the damage and the pressure that he's been able to keep up.
I really like that one movement that he did where he walked forward, did like half circle back, walked forward, did half circle back. Like he kept like this very like rhythmic style, and it actually caught Mira off guard, allowed this entire series to start happening. And an excellent closeout here for Mario DB, taking game number 1.
Already make sure that he dusts his hands off of this first game. Mira seeming to look a little bit worse for wear, but of course she's still in it, can still fight back. Make sure that she comes out on top of this one. Laura is definitely a character that she's definitely not out. I mean, one bad move.
Never.
One bad move, one bad decision on the opponent's side can lead to some very detrimental play. Some very bad decisions and outcomes.
Yeah, one bad decision that makes you start second guessing is all it takes for Laura to start their game plan. And Mira is definitely trying to start and see how Mario is going to break in these situations. No whiff punish on the miss confirmed there out of Mario, but Mira's still keeping his pressure pretty high, pushing to the corner already.
what it seems like so far. Standing medium and just trying to see if he can find anything, and manages to catch one of the buttons. It's a counter hit, backs up into the thunderclap. Not going to go for any command grab, but opts to go for a normal throw. Crush counter immediately into the stun. Mira's going to take this very first match in the second game.
All buttons all the time there for Mira. Didn't go for a single command grab until the stun combo to build meter. So it was definitely kind of a call out. It was like, I don't even need the command grab to win. I don't even need to regularly throw you to win. I'm just going to keep pushing the buttons, keeping the pressure high. But now it's Mario's turn to keep the pressure high.
Ooh. Just to get the anti-air, Mario DB still looking pretty good. But once again, Mira trying to catch the backdash, anything from the standing fierce to something that can net her the hit. Even still, Mario is fighting back pretty effectively. But this V-trigger activation makes things a little bit worse for Cody. Into the command grab. What's going to be what's here for breakfast?
Oh my goodness, chasing him down, locking him back into this corner. I like the V-reversal. Get off.
Take much from that in that situation, but a good confirm for Mario DB, honestly. It's going to end this once again, the second round and the second game. As we go to final round here, how will Mira be able to adapt where Mario DB lead things off with a throw just like he did? EX. Okay, this is very like, Mira's definitely working hard to try and see if she can get this going. Beautiful V-shift into a good punish and side switch.
Yeah, and we've seen all it takes is one situation, right? One overextension from Mira where Mario is checking with a same medium punch or cash medium kick, and you're eating a ton of damage, right? 2-bar combos in a corner, getting shimmied, and you're dead. 2 games for Mario already.
2-0 already present for Cutting here. Man, oh man. He's been catching a lot of people off guard with those shimmies, and I think that's pretty attributed to the overall walk speed, honestly, of Cutting. He's able to get that so effectively.
Yeah, not just the walk speed, but also using that walk speed to also go forward and get throws, right? He's not just like walking back and forth and his opponent is panicking for no reason. His opponent, like, he's training them very well to try to throw in these situations. Reset into the grip. Let's see, are we going to dip the second time? No, we're going to get out of there. Mario has a different trick plan as he goes for the sweep into activation. Let's go.
He goes for the throw once again, keeps his back to the wall. Mario DB doing what he can and doesn't find the anti-air here, but even still is going to hold on to his corner position. Command grab as a response instead for the DP, Mario DP in this situation to keep the corner position against Mira. Make sure she stays blocked for as long as possible, but he's retreating. He's sitting on the life lead, I believe.
Yeah, doesn't want to deal with any fireball shenanigans. Says, I'm willing to just let this run out. Now getting mixed just a little bit. Oh my goodness, these jump backs, trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
In a corner now, this is where Mira can start getting some pressure going.
Be really careful, especially go for the jump and read the command grab into the finisher against Mira for this very first round, and what could be the final point for Mario DB. My goodness.
Yeah, and that's something that you can never quite explain, right? When your opponent just feels in their body that you're gonna go for a command grab. It's like, yeah, it's been a while, you're gonna do it. And just gets out of dodge and gets the punish. And really, Mira's on the back foot here, already stunned. Not gonna kill in this combo, but one more situation, one guess.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, no.
Already getting clipped.
Right, yeah. It was already about to be active by the time that happened. V-trigger, unfortunately, is going to be the cause of the defeat there for Mira. Mario DB takes this 3-0 and proceeds on to the grand finals of Wednesday Night Fight for this week.
Yeah, so tough draw for Mira there in the finals, but excellent job out of her, as always a tough competitor every single week, placing in the top 8, if not the top 3. At least this week she didn't lose to Eli, which is always her worst fate imaginable. But I'm sure she didn't want to lose to the players that she lost to anyway, but good stuff from her in the end. And as we're getting close here to the end of it, I do want to shout out the Match Arena one last time. Make sure that you go in and use the code that I just posted in the chat, WNF2021_9 SFV, to add 50 cents to the pot for free. We're sitting at about $76. Go ahead and use that use up as much of that code as you can. Give as much free money as you can to the players, just like you can do all the sponsor quests on the right hand side, just go through and make sure that you're using all of those as well. And then, of course, if you have any goodness left in your heart, you donate out of pocket, you know, let the people know what's really good.
For sure. I mean, this is a wonderful tournament, once again, put on every week, as I'm sure you all know that are watching it. I mean, I love being here, love commentating it, and it's overall great to watch this high-level matches time and time again, man. And I mean, give back to the community if you can at all. It would definitely be greatly appreciated as we head right into grand finals for this week. Sagat versus Cutting.
Maybe. Make sure you guys are clipping stuff. Anything you see that aside, make sure you go through and clip it, share it on social media, get your clout where you can.
Right.
You think I gotta give love to the boy. That man knows how to get people to do social media. He runs his wonderfully, mostly because he has Odin. But this is grand finals. We got Flaquito coming in from the winner's side. We got Mario DB coming in from the loser's side. It's a little bit of the revenge match, right? A little bit, and that's because Flaquito put Luigi down into loser's bracket. And now, you know, Mario coming through to
avenging his brother,
trying to bring home gold for his family. But as we get into it, it is Karen versus Sagat, as you thought. We'll see how this goes. Karen can have trouble going and dealing with that low tiger shot, so we'll see how that ends up.
Immediately into DP as well.
Yeah, we're already seeing Flaquito is coming through here, looking the same way as he always does, right? Fireballs and uppercuts, but the difference here is Mario is definitely a lot more aggressively pushing to the corner than I feel like anybody else did, and Flaquito had to go for the jump, right? Ends up getting good damage as well.
Yeah, goes for the V skill 2, sees what he can do. The EX slide and tries to go for the throw, but of course he's teched. Another throw teched once again. As Flaquito keeps the pressure on with these fireballs. He's putting in work with the Sagat, man. I mean, uses the V reversal, but is going to get grabbed out of it.
Yeah, that's honestly something that hasn't been, like I touched on it a little bit, right? But the V reversals out of Flaquito have been honestly the best because it usually gets him out of the immediate danger situation. Even there, when he got back thrown for it, he only ate the back throw, right?
Right. And it's still like, Mario's definitely got a long hill to climb because we've seen Flaquito play this matchup very, very well. And overall, I genuinely think I'd be a little bit more worried if I was him, especially now. Fully charged V skill into some sort of whip punish, but it's not going to be enough. He's just going to end up blocking it. Flaquito gets a good punish off of it.
Yeah, and back to mid-screen, we can row the boat again, toss the fireballs.
Once again, back throw to try and keep the corner position. He's back no longer to the corner. Crush counter. This could be huge on the side of Mario DB. As the damage is there. What's the next mix-up? Goes for the tick throw, and that's going to be the cemented round for Mario DB. Now, we're in the final round to see who can get the first point in grand finals.
Somebody take a round against Flaquito, please.
Yeah,
South Filipino man do it at the beginning, but we gotta. Somebody else has to do it. We gotta put an end to this. This Sagat play has been looking so clean, like even keeping Mario locked down in the corner, but misspace one tiger knee. That's all Mario needed to get things going.
Yeah, manages to get the shimmy, which swaps obviously the corner position, but crouching fierce. It's going to keep Claudine a little bit more timid about how she approaches, but use the remaining V trigger that she has to, of course, keep the pressure going. Crush counter once again from crouching fierce, but DP in response on the side of Mario. He's still trying to fight back in whatever way they can.
Oh, actually got the punish there on the same roundhouse. The second hit of it whiffed, and now look at this. Mario has the corner control, getting some good damage, but Flaquito's backed him up with the Tiger Cannons.
Oh, manages to get the back, if anything. Tries to see if he can still keep Flaquito in this corner. Last hit into the overhead. Steps forward. Wasn't ready for it. To be fair, that is the first time I've seen the overhead today for Mario, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. We haven't seen it.
He hasn't used it. Most of the time it's been shimmies and just footsies overall.
Yeah, honestly, that's wild. But he spun it early here, so now he can have that threat. So maybe later on, when he's looking to close matches up against Flaquito, he can go for the low.
Right.
That low forward always going to be scary, but you know, you gotta show the people that you're willing to do it sometimes. Just like you have to show them that you're willing to give up your turn and go for a shimmy and take this corner control. But the crouch fierce crush, I think every round where Flaquito crushes with crouch fierce ends up being a pretty good round for him.
Yeah. If anything, I would definitely say that Flaquido's got his work cut out for him in this match. Mario takes it. Overall, beautiful whiff punish once again. What would he go for here? Sagat trying to punish, or at least trying to see if he can get anything early, but that's a huge hit for a counter hit. Good damage as well. I think it was
a V-reversal attempt that got stuffed there out of Flaquido, and Mario just going to work. Overhead not working.
No, overhead not this time.
Listen, do it once, shame on me. Do it twice, shame on you.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, he's gonna be ready for it this time around. And still keeps the corner position as well. Goes straight through the fireball. The back is what's gonna end this one. Another round goes to Mario DB.
All right, but now as we're going through it, let's see what Flaquido can do here to try to change up the pace of the match. He really needs to make sure that he's staying out of the corner against Mario DB, and that's really where the pressure gets started.
Ooh. Fierce already on the side of Sagat as he manages to get the hit. Beautiful whiff punish into that as well, and uses the EX, tries to go for the backdash, thought he was going to go for the throw and takes the quarter position, but switches it up, tries the challenge. That's immediate setup.
Yeah, what did I say? Like, we got to make sure he's staying out of the corner against Mario, and he goes immediately as soon as possible for the side ball. Yo, and get your command dash out of here. I'm done throwing fireballs. I'm checking you with the knees. Ashy knees in the face.
Ashy knees, baby. Ashy knees. It's dry out there in the desert, honestly. I mean, all you be doing, first time we saw Sagat, he was in the trailer roaming with a tiger. I mean, he's got to be ash at some point. I'm sure there's no lotion where this man is, if anything. Flaquido, though, is going to get punished for some of his escapades here. Tries to go for a few fireballs and a few normals here and there, but Mario is ready to whip punish. We've seen that be the case multiple times before. It's still going to be a bit of a problem here. Flaquido really is trying to fight better.
Yeah, you can trying to build any space, but Mario trying to aggressively V-reversal him, aggressively DPing him to keep him in this corner.
He doesn't want to let him out of here, but the buttons have been too much on the side against Mario DB for so far. He's still just trying to keep that spacing. He's waiting for him to jump, if anything, uses the EX and manages to catch the V shift. That might be a good look for him. There's one throw. What's going to be the mix here? What is he going to go for? And DP immediately after the EX. That was such a risk to take, Flaquido, and he hits the standing medium kick. My goodness, dude. Wow, man.
That's a scramble at the end of the round that makes your heart jump out of your chest.
Right, exactly.
Bit, right? It's like, okay, I tossed him up one time. What's he gonna do? I'm gonna get my pressure here. We're gonna keep going, and then all of a sudden you get EXEP. And then you command dash back in. You're like, okay, I gotta get in. I gotta do it. Yeah, I throw. Yeah. Right, and then you neutral jump. And you're like, please.
Just something, anything at all. Round one. Oh my goodness, man. Fight. Already tied at a 1-1 score. Can Mario? My goodness, is he gonna reset it? Is Flaquido gonna take this? I genuinely just have no idea. These matches have been going for a while, but it's all still great Street Fighter either way. Good punish for Flaquido.
Yeah, you say the match has been going on. It's only 1-1. Like,
right,
we got a long time. Right now, Flaquido's in the driver's seat trying to row the boat, but Mario DB has the V trigger activations, punishes once, gets the crush the second time. Now we're in a corner, and this is where it can all fall apart for Flaquido.
He wants to keep the corner press, tries to go for the whip punish, and he manages to find it, not from the standing medium, but from the crouching medium kick. Gets the trade, if anything, if Flaquido is trying to find his way out, inches his way forward, and manages to get a throw. Keep that corner position against him, but this is a huge activation for Flaquido.
Yeah, I like TK in the chat saying spam this Dorito to support Flaquido. Hell yeah, definitely. Hell. Show your love, like, show who you want to win, right?
Absolutely.
What can we do for Mario?
Absolutely. It seems like for right now that Flaquido's keeping this corner pressure though, and making sure that Mario stays there. He's throwing out mediums, throwing out a whole bunch of kicks, looking for any sort of whiff punish. But because it's that, he's going to end up responding with another DP, even after Mario gets one hit. But this second hit might be a lot more than Flaquido can handle. Good buttons as well. He's challenging too much.
Yeah, in a rough position here. One more touch going to be the stun. Had the tech. Finds the activation. The stun's going to go down a little bit. No, it's not the jab check.
Oh, the stun.
And this means Mario gets to keep all of his meter to go into round 3 here. This is critical.
It is, absolutely. Definitely in terms of the mentality of players as well. Whoever takes this round, this could be pretty hardcore. Gets the hit and keeps the corner pressure to win for the shimmy, but the backdash is there. Flaquido, we've seen him fight his way out of this corner before, and he is doing it, throwing out the knees, making sure that he at least resets things back to the middle of the screen. But Mario's pushing him slowly back in that corner.
Yeah, the classic fight, but Fukito so far controlling from this neutral space fairly well until he gets clipped by the EX Mushinkaku. Now in the corner after the activation, my goodness, Mario is trying to play, but the check. Oh, he dropped. That's so much damage for one drop. Look at that. 2 touches.
That's gonna be
he built the bars 1 touch. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I lied.
That's it. That's it.
I didn't think he was gonna build it there, but he did. That's terrifying. Mario now. Yeah, up 2-1 in the set. He's looking pretty good for the reset if he's able to continue this trend, right, where he wins a game, Fukito wins a game, he wins a game, Fukito wins a game. That takes it to 2-2, but if the pattern continues, Mario wins a game.
Right,
so
exactly.
That'll be a reset, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that continues. Of course, faster you can end it, of course, is what you want to do. But you got to deal with Fukito, who's going to constantly be making adaptations.
First counter almost instantly, just trying to keep him back, keep him away. He's throwing out a lot more normals now, but you got to remember that Mario is there to be ready to punish when necessary. Immediately goes into the knockup as well. Goodness, man. I mean, he is keeping aggressive V reversal into the V shift just to get him away, but look at that. Slide right back on the DMs, girl. What do you think? You gonna keep me out for long?
Ooh, my goodness. Flipping the toes again and the stun. Fukito in a rough spot here. About to get bracket reset on. Can Mario do it? What does Fukito have to stop this?
My goodness, man. Already up 1. You gotta find something that's gonna end up working immediately into the EX once again into V skill 2. He has the corner position, goes for the fully charged one as well, but the walk forward is gonna get challenged by the standing light kick from Sir. God, good normal to make sure that Fukito can get out of that corner and switch the momentum.
Okay, misconfirmed, but too slow on that punish. Finally, the activation out of Mario, but the reversal is on put pressure, trying to get, Fukito again, just trying to keep this distance.
Just trying to see what it is that he can do. Oh my goodness, immediately manages to make sure that he keeps the EX damage as well. Keeps it plus, if anything, Fukito not looking too good. What's going to be the option here? The throw. We've got a bracket reset in grand finals.
Cutting wins.
Yo, and this means there's been a bracket reset for every single bracket that was on today. So ST had a bracket reset, Alpha 2 had a bracket reset. Now Street Fighter 5 have a bracket reset. We're just trying to keep Valle from eating food here, okay?
Yeah.
The long night.
Let the man get some food in.
Let the man eat.
Let him eat. Let him do something. Goodness gracious. Keeping it interest for everybody here at Wednesday Night Fights chat. I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to keep going, man. I mean, I've seen some Sagats here. I haven't seen anybody rooting for Cody, honestly. I mean, everybody's rooting for the king here. I mean, can you blame him?
Listen, we've seen Karen before. She's been around the block, right? Yeah. Almost won an Evo back in the day. It's fine. We got to see the king. The king actually won an Evo. I think Bonchen did actually win Evo with Sagat. Or no, it was Karen. Never mind. Karen versus Rashid
was one. It was Karen. Yeah, that was
unfortunate. I think he used Sagat in top 8 though. That's all that matters.
I mean, hey man, will the king take it tonight or Mario DB? The cutting proved too much. Now we're gonna get some oh-ho-hos in the chat after if Cutting ends up winning if anything, it's going to be a rough match for Fukito, and Mario's been being able to adapt to a lot of different situations.
Yeah, and so you can see like Fukito, is trying to keep Mario out in a lot of these situations, right? Whether it's through fireballs or pushing buttons, and every time it doesn't feel like it really benefits him, right? Mario just backs up to the perfect range to either command dash through a fireball or check a poke. And right, even when you're trying to throw a fireball in the corner, just getting crushed, and now you're getting locked down. Toss him.
Oh man,
another one. Ba-da-dum, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. It's another round.
Unfortunate, man. I mean, this is not looking too good for Fukito. And even gets the hit at the start of the round. Now we're back in corner position. Now we're back in the same sort of scenario. How does Fukito fight his way out of this one? What is he going to do? As Mario DB trying to get revenge for his fallen brother Luigi is going to keep fighting back time and time again.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that we've only seen one time out of Fukito, and that's the wake up EX reversal, right? It's only come out one time, even with all this pressure that we've seen from Mario, and it's been so effective. Just never quite willing to bet it that big, but finally there's something for him, right? Finds Tiger Cannon one time, And now he's back dealing with plus.
Oh man, goes for opts out to backdash thanks to the V trigger, but then goes right back in again to see if he would have challenged the backdash at all, and he does get hit. Mario DB takes this first round in what is a finals reset against Flakito.
Yeah, and this has been a, my goodness, kind of getting closer and closer to a blowout, right? Flakito did get one game, but everything after that has been completely domination, right? Like Mario plays this neutral game so well, finds one conversion, pushes to the corner, and hits every single conversion after that. But now the tire shot's starting to come back out. We're rowing a boat again.
Seems like right now, Flakito is at least able to get back into the driver's seat here. Trying to fight back. The fireballs are catching him unprecedented. Good DP.
Here we go. Flakito is moving now, right? You can kind of feel the difference in his game plan, right? The way that he was moving, the way that he was uppercutting, fireballing, right? It felt like he was starting to find some more control in this match, which is desperately needed, right? When you've been struggling so long.
Trying to go for the damage here. Be reversed almost instantly. Kadeen is going to get stopped. Walk up from the standing light kick. Okay, Flakito. You're waking up. You're waking up. I see it. He's trying to keep him. I'm just taking this as another 3-0. You may have reset the bracket, but the fight's not out of the king yet.
Yeah, I said it was going to be a blowout, but I meant to say it was a real battle as we get into it here.
Exactly. I mean, they are really fighting, slugging it back and forth. But once again, we have a situation where Mario pushes Flakito to the corner and he misses. The punish, tries to go for the whip punish, recognizes he whipped the button, but still, Flakito's the one that comes out on top of that one, just like the DP, leads him to the sky, knocks him down, and keeps that spacing he needs immediately for those fireballs.
Yeah, and here we go. Like, you see him mixing up the fireballs, looking for the anti-airs, everything like that. This is excellent, but one crush counter sweep, you're in a corner, you have to deal with Mario DB pressuring, but counter activation here, just throwing the tire can, filling the space, but you whip one at a time, baby. That's all it takes.
Oh no, goes for the DP.
He actually delayed it too. But
He
it didn't
did.
cross cut to the right side.
Oh man, that's so unlucky. Flakito
That
though.
It's a heartbreaker, but don't let it dissuade you, Flakito. Keep this pressure going. You already see a strong start with some fireballs and anti-airs this round.
Crisp anti-airs to make sure that DB needs plenty of damage here. Once again, keep that distance. See what you can do. Throw out fireball after fireball. He's chucking them, and they're hitting. They're making contact. But Kadeen is going to see this. We've seen this happen before. V-trigger activation in the EX dash, but the DP is going to follow through this.
Another one. Second one he used, second one that hit, and now we're back in it, right? Flakito building the space out of the corner, trying to make sure Mario can't hit the whiff punish, and there you go.
Yeah, he is fine. Good amount from him as well into a DP. My goodness, man. I mean, Flakito taking it. He's tying it 1-1. Not gonna go out without a fight. Flakito fights back and ties things up. The king is here, and maybe he's woken up. If anything, I hope so. Honestly, it's such a close bout right now.
Yeah, and we saw literally the last set that they ran, right? Mario won the first game. Flakito responded in kind, and then there was game 3 that went really close, and then it was just a steamroll from Mario.
It is a big hill to climb, but that round may have been giving him the bonus that he needs. That's the first actual jump out I've seen him actually do when he's been in that corner. He's starting to get a little bit more brazen, but the cross up,
yeah, right.
He's already
right
on it.
Gadget. Listen, Mario's like, I can jump out of a corner too. See, look at
Right.
these.
Easy, no problem.
Some excellent damage here. Caught him trying to tech one time, but tech the second time too, but it doesn't save him from the stun, and it's done. St. Cola giving me that line as Mario moves even closer to becoming the champion this week.
It seems like right now, Flakito is still on the back pedal no matter what. He is able to at least take one game away from Mario DB, but he seems to have known something for him to be able to win that game. How will he adapt to this situation? It seems like he's going to get anti-air for right now, and shimmy once again. Mario DB, he has been on point with these shimmies the entire time, but a good challenge at least gets a counter.
Yeah, but not for long. Mario DB is right back in there checking every single time, and it's like, listen, hold this heel to the face. I need one for the stun, but no. Flakito finds the activation, gets some stun down, gets some space for himself as well, but Mario just not taking any risk here, right? Just standing a little bit back, says, all right. toss your fireballs, do what you have to do. I'm there when I need to be there, and he gets the low forward conversion again. Again, this is domination, right? You can win a game here and there, but it's not enough, right? There's not enough of a change up of the game plan, right? Mario is adapting to the fact like, oh, you're gonna throw more fireballs and look for an anti-air. Well, guess what? I'll just stay on the ground, stay a little bit closer to you, and your fireballs are gonna be that much more dangerous for you to throw, right? Because I can clip you out of them with stand medium kick, low forward, and you're gonna be in danger.
Round 1.
It is. My goodness. And look at too good for Flaquito right now. And it's just the constant setting of like, I just feel like Sagat pays rent in the corner at this point now. I haven't seen him be able to escape at least properly for a few times. Even goes for the jump into big damage, converting for Party.
Ooh, not only is Flaquito playing rent in the corner, but he's paying for Mario too, because they both live in there.
Right, exactly.
Player 2 corner. But no anti-air out of Mario there, just going to be reversal to push back to the corner a little bit. But Flaquito is there checking the dash forward.
Wants to do here. Amelia gets another jump into good damage corner position. What is he going to go for here? Gets the counter hit. Flaquito ends up eating a standing medium into a conversion. It's going to be unfortunate for him. Mario DB on the tournament point here.
Can he do it, ladies and gentlemen?
Can he do it? That's the question right now. That is the question. Will the king be dethroned?
Yeah, or will the king at least stay in a little bit? Will we get to see some more tigers fly across the screen? But right now, Mario DB holding this corner the same way as always, aggressively reversing, trying to hold Flaquito, but too aggressive. Flaquito is out, trying to get in, but look, one combo, you're back in the corner.
Right. Oh, wait, but that's a good hit, though. That's going to be huge. Immediately into the knees as well. Goes for the V-shift, has to find the way out. Flaquito manages to get the low to EX. EX into normal shot as well. Gets a double dash with no challenge.
Command dashes right in the face.
Gets into two dashes. Oh no, that's gonna be all she wrote. That's it, Mario DB. He takes the tournament. My man got 2 command dashes in his face. Playing Mario Kart double dash out here, evidently.
Absolutely, it's in the name. You already know it.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, but good stuff out of Mario. He found his opening against Flaquito, and he kept pushing. He's like, you are scared of this corner. You are scared of all of my neutral pressure that I can get on you right in this mid-range. And it really felt like that. But as we're closing this out one more time, congratulations to Mario. Hit up the match arena one last time. Use the code WNF2021_9 SFB. Add the 50 cents. And show the love to the players while you still can. I've been Nogarimi. You can always find me at Nogarimi on Twitter. And what side are you on? This way? No,
I am this
that way.
Yo,
you're that way to me.
This way, yes. This is where I will be. Yeah. Fallen the Legend once again coming at you again for another Wednesday Night Fights. Still so glad to be here. So glad to be a part of this community, enjoying and loving it in its entirety. Great matches all throughout today. Wednesday Night Fights has been amazing. Online edition. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching.